Good afternoon, we are 7 minutes till the main event. I'm still waiting for my co-host Rafciozo, and today we will have English cast for 1 Minute Madness Super Final. 1 Minute Madness is a very specific template where you operate with 8 or more heroes within 1 minute. So I would say pace is very important, but even more important than pace is quality of planning, which is the main reason why I personally love this template. And today, excuse me, and today we will watch two players who plan at their finest, two best players from the planning point of view. White Chili is not in super final. Hello Lord of Ashes. I'm way back compared to today super final players. So Grzechan and Mamaragan, they are really the best of the best what you can get in this format, and I'm really excited. Michaeleklos on chat is asking smart questions, and he was one of the contenders to advance to super final. And I will have Rafciozo together with video really soon. So let me catch him first. We will get the audio, and afterwards we will see each other.
No, witam serdecznie.
Hello, I can hear you quite well, but I need to put sound a little bit up. Can you repeat your greeting?
Yep, welcome. 2137.
2137, I think it's super fine, so I'm still waiting for the players fit, so until we have actual streams from players, we can just chat and wonder which town we would like to see and who is ahead before the start. From my side, I would like just to mention that Grzechan is for sure a black horse of the tournament, and it's super cool that a player can, I would say, come back from retirement and even advance to super final.
Awesome, but question number one, are we already live?
Yes, we are already on stream, just...
Oh, okay.
And I will, just to explain, I will also share my screen with the video I share, so that we are always one-to-one, but so far players are offline, so I have nothing to share.
Alright, that's fine. So I'm waiting for the stream from your perspective. Regarding the prediction, I would say Mamaragan wins that, but it's going to be really close. There was this game, you definitely have heard of it, I'm not sure about our viewers. They played for the planned matchups tournament, and they actually drew a game, which is one of the rare moments that I've ever seen a draw at 1 Minute Madness in almost third fucking month. It was a 2-4-5 that they drew after having played for around like 4, 5, maybe 6 hours, and then Mamaragan only managed to defeat Grzechan in the repetition. Regarding the usual standings in the league, in this current season, Mamaragan, let me check. Actually, Grzechan was slightly up with 23 points against Mamaragan's 21 points. So he's theoretically a bit stronger this season. Also, his current rating, the 20 post season, is slightly higher. It's 1889 compared to Mamaragan's 1867. So I believe if you look purely into the numbers, then I guess Grzechan should be the leader and the guy that's expected to win. But something tells me that it's actually Mamaragan who's going to take the title.
Hello, Rizoli. I have one reflection about this final, and Mamaragan is a player who basically, I would say, he loved Heroes 3 because of 1 Minute Madness. He grew on this template, and Grzehan is the other way around. So he's, I would say, classical 8 hero player who quit playing long templates and switched to 1 Minute Madness. This is why I would say Grzehan will win. And this experience from 8 hero gaming, from classical gaming with full timer, this is what I believe will be a deciding factor.
Okay, that's completely possible. By the way, do you maybe have like a link that I could open and then follow the comments from all the 3 streaming services?
So the screen you should already have, and the chat I will send you in a short while.
Perfect. Yeah, I had the screen already. That's fine. Because then you mentioned Izoli, so I would of course like to welcome him, but I won't be able to read what he's typing unless I have the link. So take some time. And we already see the players entering the lobby. Mamaragan versus Grzehan 88, and well, here they are. They're about to play, if I recall correctly, best of 5, and they will be banning the factions that have been selected. So we are about to see almost every faction in the game. If it wasn't for Factory and Kronwerk from the new expansions, then we would even say they're literally going to cycle through every single faction in the game. But even right now, it's going to be almost everyone, almost each of them.
No, what is, in my view, what is quite crazy is that trade in 1 Minute Madness is very, I would say, not regular. And when you see how people trade in this middle tier or bottom tier, it's very, very different to top tier trades. And when I will see today how Grzehan and Mamaragan are trading, there is a big chance I will be completely surprised by the amount they are willing to pay for the stronger faction, and which faction is stronger. This is also not obvious.
Exactly, and I would say on the higher level, the trades are far more aggressive. The players tend to go far into the higher numbers, and this is something that I, as a player from the open division, will totally not understand, because for us it's kind of customary to go like 1,500 for a faction, maybe 2,000 for a faction. But on the higher level, I believe this is completely normal to see 5,000 or 6,000.
Yes. On higher level it's completely normal, and also they trade like crazy for color.
And Kuchula asks, are we only allowed to speak London? Well, you can speak whatever, and we'll just reply to you in English. But if you would specifically like the casters to talk Polish, there's a Polish cast on H3GG. But that's exactly why we are doing this in English, so that everyone can find something for themselves.
Yeah, the idea is to present 1 Minute Madness to broader audience, maybe also in future to just have a showcase how this template works, because folks like Jay-Zolli, they are entering our competitions from time to time. However, I would say 1 Minute Madness does not have so far a good showcase, just to like a proof of concept to show what was achieved by Makiki with developing these templates and what Vnukos is now organizing. This is really great fun, and if anyone would like to try, I would really encourage to look forward to next season of League.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know when the next season is starting, not very soon, but of course, once it does, you will all be prompted, and it will be advertised quite a lot, so you will be able to see where it does.
Yeah, the start will be right now both players are waiting. The Polish cast is, I would say, leading story. right now, so as soon as H3GG is ready, they will start.
Fair point. Yeah, we also expect, I don't know, 5, maybe 8 times more people on that stream than our stream, so it makes sense that they are the leading people here. Oh, yeah, they got a green light.
Let's go! First pair of towns.
Yeah, Stronghold versus Fortress. Oh,
Crazy.
no Mage Guild.
Oh,
Oh, what? Okay.
oh, come.
I don't know exactly what they did.
I forgot about.
And why
Well-
did they ban Fortress and Dungeon instead of Fortress and Stronghold? Well, either way, we're going to see Rampart versus Conflux. They are already bidding aggressively, 3.5k. My intuition is it is for Conflux.
And this is the this is how it works. I would trade for Rampart. Rampart with Clancy is really very nice to play. If you are more greedy, then you can even go for Mephala. Conflux, in my view, Conflux needs to be fast, and I like this new meta with Cult, and you have really a lot of army within first 8 turns, and you can just punish your opponent. But this is not easy gameplay.
Yeah, I believe that. Of course, I'm not an expert on that, but I believe that Conflux in week
6K!
1 and maybe very early week 2 is going to have the initiative. But if the game goes into late week 2 and especially week 3, then I would prefer to be Rampart. 6,500 almost,
What
and
is
they're
going
still
on?
going. Wow.
I mean, it doesn't make sense but look, at this point I say this is for Rampart, because with minus 6k you cannot play Flax. It's not possible. Flax needs a lot of gold.
I mean, you could theoretically just play Flux and not build the higher tier units. Just go straight on Mage Guild Rush, just Meteor Shower 116 kind of rush. But ouch, it's really not a consistent.
It's not really
Strategy.
Magic Guild Rush, but if you build only tier 1 to 5 and you have this elemental conflux on the starting zone, you really need like crazy amount of money to buy it 1-to-1. It's like you need 25k or something like this to buy it from main town, from the elemental conflux, and maybe from these side towns. So you need really a lot of money. And if they are trading for conflux, wow, then this is
the only solution I see for trading so high and playing conflux is to just you really set yourself to rush week 1. And then you just keep the whole 1-to-1 buy of units, because you're just sure it's not going to happen. But wow, that is an amount I would never agree to pay. And I'll also go in relatively low for one of the players with the color, but relatively high for the other one. You're already down 6 was it 1,000 gold. Now you're already planning to be 1.5k down with respect to that. So minus 8k is totally on the table for one of the players.
And I have small news. This Dungeon and Fortress, which were banned after the first troll, it was agreed before the SUPERFINAL started on both players that they will not play Dungeon and Fortress. I don't know why, but this is the agreement.
Okay, and we see that the bid was actually for Rampart.
For Ivor! Yeah, this is also unexpected. I was expecting either Clancy or Mephala, but Ivor? Okay, let's see.
Well, if it was anyone else playing, I would totally not agree with that. But with players of that caliber, I'll be honest, whatever they do is very highly likely the correct way. And if I don't understand something, it's probably just my fault instead of theirs. Can we, however, move to the red player, to Mamaragan?
Yes, of course. Just a second. Okay, no, it's fine. So we are at red player, and I would like to welcome on stream creator of the template, Makiki. Hello.
Hello, man. Well, so... Well, we expect to see at least 7 heroes, if not 8, here on that side. It is not an easy fight, yeah, and Mamaragan is restarting the generation.
I think it's already a strange play. What you need to do first, always, when playing flags, first thing you need to do, you need to flag elemental conflags, because later on the army will be in different place. At least this is my guess. Okay, let's take a look at blue player.
Yes, and flagging the elemental conflicts is relatively easy. Of course, there is theoretically a card of 12 tier 5 units, but remember those tier 5 units get double damage from air and storm elementals. So it's actually surprisingly easy to take them. Of course, slightly maybe less easy when we play Cult, because then our power stack is pretty much the water elementals instead of the usual power stack of air elementals. But it's still relatively easy, and we can see how Gundula takes it with... Oh, she didn't take it yet, of course, but I believe that her 9 air elementals will be more than enough to deal with that.
It's amazing how easy this fight is, and sometimes it's funny that people don't even realize what you just mentioned, that air elementals, they deal double damage to earth elementals. And if you don't realize that, this battle may seem hard at the beginning and very easy afterwards. If you know this battle is always easy, and you just expect it to be easy.
Yeah, we can see that 9 air elementals literally deal so much damage to just kill 4 air elementals in a single strike. So of course it's on a bless, which is also incredibly efficient with air elementals, but that is probably the number one spell that you always look for if you build a mage guild in the first turn of your Conflux game. And we did get a freeze.
Yeah, is it my fault or? Okay.
Alright, so we see the fight has been done. Mamaragan is at 7 heroes already. He might be willing to bite the 8th one, but I'm not sure he can in time. He actually did, so he's at 8 heroes.
He's seeing the box, but the box is not easy. I'm not sure if I would play it, to be honest, because I like to have a little bit bigger vision, and he decided to pay it.
Yeah, also his heroes were not all that great. He did have Clavius, which is a gold hero, so that's always welcome. But besides that, I didn't really see any... Well, I only had a short glance, but I didn't really see any ridiculously strong guys on his side. On the other side, Jeken's starting army actually looks pretty good. He had a high roll of elves, decent roll of centaurs, and there's also Kinkeria with the additional army. And I believe that she might be used as the grass cleaner. We see very easy +3 attack, very easy, well, literally very easy because there is no guard, to the +1/+1 Dragonbone Greaves, and not that bad of a gold mine, so I think he's gonna be happy with that.
For the grass cleaning, if it would be Kinkeria, I would say you need to install somehow some spells on her. Otherwise, my take on this is if I have any ballista hero, I am the winner and I have a great grass cleaner. If I don't have ballista, then it's difficult. Okay,
yeah, she definitely needs some spells, but we're not going to see it because the player, unlike what we thought, or at least I thought, actually restarted the generation.
Yeah.
So now Kincaria bless the other player. Also, Brisa is a fantastic grass cleaner if Mamaragan would like to use her for that.
I like what is going on in the chat. And 1 minute madness is maybe the one and only template where Rissa is better than Brissa. For the grass cleaning, Rissa is perfect.
True. I love playing Risa even on other templates as a really good support hero. So sometimes when you play a mirror template and there's some bans, she actually is my first pick. But yes, 1 minute madness allows her to shine even more. But none of them will be the grass cleaner because the grass cleaner will be the ultimate. Probably the ultimate grass cleaner out of, if we of course discount the ballista heroes, it is Chela, also known as Ciel, and she is absolutely unbeatable with the grass cleaning.
And what do you think about Torosar? This will be 1-on-1.
Said save for ballista heroes.
Okay. Ballista, but without artillery, he is a little bit like damaged ballista. Oh, this is a plus! Well, for me it's shocking. I see no reason to plus it, really.
Well, the town gate is in a shitty position, the Yonagwa conflict is in a shitty position, the roads do not look very well, but the pool of heroes was fantastic.
Yeah, so you have Ciela, you have Kincaria, Brisa, but it's not 6LM. I would never play it, it's strange. And you see here, Ekturn. And Ekturn is instant main hero. So Ivor, it was nice to meet you. Hello, Ekturn.
So there is a way for Ekturn to still get runes somehow, right?
Yes, I think the chance is 4 out of 10, so it's quite good chance to get runes without the building.
Great. And getting back to what you've said before, I agree with the one sentiment that apparently, especially in a template like that, having multiple strong heroes doesn't really help you that much unless they're like specifically strong support heroes. But you can't really have 5 mains or even 3 different main heroes, and then just because you have another nice one, it doesn't really do that much. So you can probably see that Brisa actually just went to be collecting resources on the starting zone because there's literally no way you can use her more efficiently.
Okay, so we'll wait for the referees to check save game. It's very good practice to check it for all templates that have guaranteed content, just to check if this content is really there. Otherwise, there is a risk of playing for like 1 or 2 hours and getting technical restart. Oh, this is very frustrating if it happens. So it's good that players are checking. Okay, I can do this for them, no problem.
Alright, then I'll just talk to the chat. Pervo Lover says that, yeah, you can have 3 mains. Probably in the later stages of the game, I guess so, yes. For the earlier stages of the game, I'm not sure if that's really the efficient way to play it. But as I mentioned before, I'm just an open division player. I do not take my words as an oracle.
You can have 3 mains, it's called Factory with Coats. Yeah, it's like on top level, there is this level of game where I think you just troll your opponent. So with Crimson Coats or with Black Dragons, you just go for trolling your opponent and yeah, and kill him with with suffering.
Why is it Doggo? Then we've already learned Doggo is Doggo. We've learned that Alex Emo Kid is Doggo, and now there's another Doggo. Ay. Okay, so elemental conflicts yet again, this time with a bit more army, but it really shouldn't matter. And we have 7 heroes on the side of Grzechen. We also had on the side of Mamaragan, sorry. We also had 6 heroes on the side of Grzechen and also another 2,900 gold left in the treasury. So remember that a very aggressive bidding that they didn't seem to bother him that much. Now, of course, it is partially because then he just didn't bid for the red in color, so he was only around 5,000 minus at the very end, which is not a disgusting amount that you can be below on the start of the game. But of course, it is something, and then being able to very easily still recruit 6 heroes and still have some funds for the next one, I would consider that an above average situation.
What I dislike about current situation for Mamaragan is he literally sees 0 of the wasteland, so he will just go into randomness. And if you are lucky, the boxes will be there, stats will be there, and so on. But if you are not lucky, you can enter very weak zone. Can you remind me, this was in total 5.4k?
Something like that, like 5.3, 5.4, something like that. I do not remember that exactly. Maybe I can just look into or maybe some of our chat friends can look into the Polish cast and just tell us the numbers, because I believe that, well, they're manned with one more person, so they can definitely catch it a bit easier than us. And yeah, as the chat is also mentioning, yes, there was already a ponton chain of literally turn 2. This looked like a planned in advance ponton chain, because the regular chaining was a bit lacking to take the elemental conflux and bring the army back. But it succeeded, and Cult is now entering Wasteland, but I do not see it because you just minimized Discord.
I still think this is terrible map for red player, to be honest. I don't understand the plus. I understand that good quality of starting heroes is important, but what you see in Wasteland, it's crucial, it's game defining, and in this Wasteland, well, what do we see? Nothing.
Yeah. What I really enjoy when I play 1 Minute Madness is whenever my town gate is reachable in 1 turn from the starting city. I find that very useful in future when I just try to upgrade my units in the main town, assuming that, of course, I do not build the upgrades on desert. So then it's really efficient in bringing them back and forth. But yeah, it's not going to happen for Mamaragan. Your stream still seems to be down, by the way. Are you still filling in the Panda Pass?
But you
okay, you
see
were.
the screen normally.
You're back.
Or okay, now you see.
Now it's back.
Okay.
Second turn on Grzehan's side. Now his center stables is pretty close. He does have a nice spread of the heroes and a perfect observatory right at the entrance of the Wasteland Zone. So once he picks it up, well, it's a bit shame that he didn't pick it up in the previous turn, because he would already be able to look at what it actually tells him and plan his turn in advance on the opponent's timer using this knowledge from the observatory. But it will still be very, very useful to do that at the start of the turn.
Okay, then in general I like Brew Player situation much better. The first thing is Acton. Amazing hero. I think right now he is the best warrior in the game, because he has this casual chance to get runes. Doesn't matter if you play Bulwark or not. He has 1.9k movement in first turn, and he is starting with Armorer and Logistics, which are 2 skills that you really want to have when you play warrior. So he is just great.
He is fantastic, and we see that the boxes are relatively easy for 14 elves to take. So even though it's a box that's generated together with the imp cache, which normally pumps up the value for the box quite high, and it makes it a bit tougher to pick it up. Now with this sort of an army, and of course this sort of a guard, it should be a walk in the park to pick it up. So Ektorn
Legal
is on
main
his way
hero.
to get ridiculously high level in just as of turn 3. And wow, that is looking
I
really, really good for
no.
Graham.
I'm just thinking, is there any situation where you would skip Ektorn if you start, for example, with Cult or some other superhero? Is there any situation where you would not replace him with Ektorn?
Well, maybe Loinis.
Okay, yeah, this is
Oh,
pathfinding.
pathfinding.
Wow.
Okay.
And this is basically usual for Ektorn because this hero class has a great chance of getting pathfinding.
Yeah, there's a slight mistake here with the lack of 1 stacks for this fight, but it shouldn't really backfire that badly. Bebe asks, what is the strategy now for Flux? Should you be rushing your opponent? That is exactly what I said at the beginning of the stream, that yes, perhaps a very early rush as of late week 1 would be the correct thing to do, but again, I don't really know how would you even approach it.
I mean, Flux is... I would say Flux is dangerous in every part of the game. It's just... it doesn't have this power spike that is usual for all factions. So most of the factions would have some power spike. In Tower you have Titans. In Fortress you go for the trees and you get a lot of Wyverns. Every town has a certain power spike, and Colflux doesn't really have it. It's just strength in numbers. Summon water elementals plus shackles of wars. Yeah, I would like to see this. Summon water elementals with cult. I would really love to see this at some game. Plus 12 attack from specialty.
Yeah, that was a wonderful change by HotA team to actually make those creature specialties do something for real rather than just +1 speed. So whenever I see an actual specialist using their specialty, be it a creature or even stuff like Inteus actually using his mass bloodlust in a fight, it always brings a smile to my face. And the path that Cult has to take, or maybe Setiena has to take to get to the Sun Zone, is a relatively long one. Wow.
Yeah, and Cult didn't do anything meaningful, and basically Mamaragan is far away from desert towns, so the beginning is for sure not good for him.
Yeah, his main strength laid in an early rush, and it seems that the rush is, well, in danger. Because there's, if you just have, let's say, I don't know, 6,000 movement to get somewhere, even if you play perfectly with speed boost in your army, and so you always have a pool of 2,000 movement points per turn, there is no physical way on this template to make it less than 3 days. And I believe that this is a larger path that he had to cover than just 6,000. So now that he got Ekthorn, do you believe, like I do, that actually taking Ivor as a starting hero was a fantastic choice?
Of course, the dwarves basically mean nothing in early game. Maybe that they will mean something in final battle if you are able to really collect a lot of them, and then this is somehow meaningful. But in early game, elves are everything, centaurs are very important, and this is what you want to have. So picking Ivor just to have more convenient early game is great choice.
Yeah. As we like to say it in the Heroes 3 community, he just knew that was going to happen. He played that game already. Now we can also see a nice split where someone else is going to be capturing the Sand Town. while Ektorn has some free time to just explore and pick up some stats on the Wasteland Zone. Because he's simply not needed to go him. Okay, never mind, he actually doesn't do that. To go himself onto the sand.
Yeah, this is the current meta. I would say it's not new. It is like this since a year, maybe 2 years. So back in the days, it was usual that people were like playing with the main hero, doing battles with him, maybe advancing to the desert and so on. The new meta is that your main hero should just collect stats, and when he's strong enough, you will just, or you have no more stats to collect, you will just surrender him and you will buy him in the middle.
There's a really cool piece of trivia that Lucas shared on the chat. He says that apparently for Grehen, because he mentioned that already a couple of times, it's not only about the elves, but partially about hiding who is your main hero after you pick the main hero up from the tavern, so that your opponent can't exactly predict and as such counter your gameplay, because, well, they won't know what the gameplay is.
I mean, come on, if I see Ektorn in tavern, it's not really a riddle that Ivor is not longer main hero. But I understand that this is a bit confusing, and in 1 Minute Madness it is very important who will choose the starting hero first, because for certain heroes there is certain counterplay. And maybe this is the follow-up to the idea that you don't want to have a clear counterplay to your basically selected hero.
Yeah. And even in this matchup, I believe, okay, maybe it's a bit of a rusty situation and a bit of my lack of knowledge of the current meta, but perhaps if Red would be picking not Kald, but actually someone like Risa, like Chela, then the correct play of Rampart would be to pick Clancy, purely because of the interference. Whilst for other matchups, maybe you would enjoy Mephala more or Kira more. Again, I really don't know if that's the case specifically, but it really exists as a thing that yeah, there are counterplays because it's a true PvP experience.
Okay, he did the proper setup finally, but I was a little bit confused in the beginning because he wasn't setting up like the halflings have 7 speed. Of course they have in Wasteland. So okay, 22 fishes. They just kill 46 kids like it's nothing.
Well, there's plus 12 attack from Cobb, just as you mentioned a while ago, and he almost manages to capture the desert town in 1-1-4, but unfortunately, despite his best efforts, Septiena is just a little bit too slow to do that. Meanwhile, 1-1-4 is the turn that also Grehen captures his sand town, so yeah, his if that is the metric by which we go, then we can say that his tempo is currently higher than of his opponents. But of course, this is a very arbitrary metric. It's not about who captures the sand town first, that the person wins the game.
Yeah, Grehen is first in the desert, and also Ektorn, I would say he is better developed than Kalt.
So surely Ektorn is like level 9 or 10, while Kalt is at level 4, I believe.
So this is the true advantage I see in this generation, that Mamaragan flipped a coin with seeing nothing in Wasteland, and he lost this flip, while Grehen is just taking advantage of what he sees. Expert water magic, so this will be a water Ektorn. Water for Rampart, I would say you would like to go for prayer.
Yeah, there are definitely factions that earn a bit more from being blessed, but of course you always welcome mass bless on any faction to a certain degree. Well, of course, save for maybe like Necropolis, but
Yeah, for Necro, water is not so strong.
Okay, 8 heroes from Mamaragan's side. He also saved up a little bit of timer, so there is a way that he uses that efficiently. Now we see Chela taking some grass content, but yeah. So to translate what he just wrote to all our non-natives, he's basically asking where the boxes are, because indeed we haven't seen him take any Pandora's box yet, if I believe, and he would love to do that.
Yeah, and this is, in my opinion, this lost coin flip. He made a plus, and this plus was well understood on chat, and I think on your side also, because very good role of heroes, but he had very little information to rely on. It means it is a coin flip. If you win the coin flip,
Yeah.
it's very good situation, but if it is not good, then you will still need to search for, I would say, any sources
Okay.
of experience.
Okay, fair point with the water magic for Necropolis granting teleport, but unless you really fight a fortified opponent, teleport on non-expert water magic works pretty much the same. It's just a bit more mana points that you have to waste, but most likely you have plenty of mana points with Fant anyway. So I still stand with my water magic is not great on Necropolis.
Jazori still thinks the flag generation is fine. So this is... There were certain strong sides of this generation. There are still people who support Blast from Mamaragan.
That's interesting, but that's also what I enjoy about 1 Minute Madness is that the meta isn't fully exploded yet, and there's still stuff that people come up with that sometimes doesn't really hold, and you see that okay, well that specific play that someone was advocating was actually bullshit as everyone predicted. But sometimes it is the other way around. Sometimes says, no, let's try that strategy, and it actually works.
I really like that what he did. So he collected army from desert and put it all back to the wasteland. Now he will flag gold mine. Nice.
Yes, because I'm not sure if he actually even needs to get that army and to pick up the second desert town, because there's Chela close to the second entrance to the desert, and there's also a magic well right at the entrance. So, of course, depending on the guard, I thought these were evil eyes. She might be able to simply take the guard herself and just break from the other side. So he will have 2 breaks onto sand finished, and this way he will not need to advance from one of the desert towns into the other.
Okay, some losses. Pikeman's can be hard. There is proposal for water magic. Does he collect it though? No.
I think he does.
Offense, yes, and water magic, no.
That's one of those choices that I really don't mind, even if I have a preference. To me, this is such a close choice that really whatever the player does, I believe it to be the right choice.
I think water magic was good choice, to be honest. Skipping water for random skill is... I don't understand really. Bless is super strong on Conflux.
I believe it's safe to say that Conflux is the town that benefits the most from Mass Blast. I believe this is not even a questionable statement, and most people could agree. So I would definitely have taken the water magic, but again, these are the people who play the super final, not me. Of course, I always made a digression, but it is of course true. So we'll see if it somehow holds up.
No, Actorn is already going for libraries, so he will collect 2 libraries by 116. It's crazy.
It is definitely crazy tempo, and well, those libraries are very close to the road, so it's not an issue. But even if they were far away, we're talking about a hero with already pathfinding and logistics, at least on advanced, if not even on expert. So wherever they are, it's very, very easy and efficiently, very easy for him to efficiently collect those. There will be some losses on the fights, but unless somehow Cog manages to find himself on that side of the map in first week, which we see is most likely not happening, then those slight losses should not really bother him much.
Now I wonder a little bit for the plan for next turns, and because for conflicts I think you never double build. It's like expensive enough with single build and with side towns. And now for Rampart maybe you would like to double build, but with this minus 5000 in the beginning I think it's not possible.
Oh, remember, minus 5000 is still literally just one crypt, one maxi crypt that you can take, so if one spawns, it's not going to be a problem, but
yeah,
if one doesn't,
if he goes through maxi crypt, I will say okay. But we haven't seen this so far.
Yeah, and no, sorry, it's actually not Jizoli, it was Dogo. You're right. The losses turn out to be almost exclusively in Mouflons, I believe. I'm not actually sure if Mouflon is also Mouflon in English. So yeah, the losses were actually low. Only a couple of Centros lost. That was far better than I anticipated. He did not get a single plus morale on the Hellhounds. That made a difference.
I think this battle is much easier than Hellhounds, to be honest. If you compare fighting 15 automatons or 13 versus 70 Hellhounds, yeah, this was easier battle.
Yeah, automatons used to be hard before the latest HotA update, but now they're laughing stock when you fight against him. HotA really just try to make everything a bit too easy for the players, perhaps. And now it's such a gamble, basically, whether the fight is going to be challenging or just absolutely brain dead simple.
So in theory, automatons now are smart because they think and they don't turn on auto destruction automatically. Previously they turned it on automatically. So okay, we see the boxes. It's really not nice generation. The boxes are hidden.
Yep, Eichthur. Actually, Eichthur could have been speed boosted a bit better, that's right. But yeah. Wait, wasn't there a second hero in the town and he was not speed boosting in order to be able to potentially surrender in the fight? That's at least what I saw, but of course with just 1 minute per turn, the players play incredibly fast. We also have some lost frames from the restream, so of course we will not be able to see everything so clearly. I apologize for that in advance. I agree with Jayzoli 100% though. Like at that point, I'm not sure if I would even be returning here for the Wasteland boxes with Cult.
Yeah, I have similar feeling that if I don't see these boxes in Wasteland, I just move on and I proceed further. Mama Lagan has different idea. Oh,
easy, very very easy.
Wow, nice idea. This will be also nice execution. So he will actually collect 2 desert towns from 2 different routes using Ciela with 50 mana. Nice.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said in the previous turn.
And Vnukos is asking why Cat isn't on sand. We all ask this question. Cat is basically chasing boxes on Wasteland, and it looks he will collect them finally, but loss on tempo is visible. 1 minute of timer. This is a nice backup for second week.
This is a perfect backup, especially that I believe that at this point, Mamaragan really has to play into a late game. Even though, of course, the matchup is far advantageous for Grehen, because Rampart in the late game is probably going to easily outclass Conflux. This is what he has to go for, because we know that just how much behind he is right now.
So at this point in 116, I like situation on Grzehan's side much better. So main hero is more developed. He also collected 2 libraries. 8, 15, 7, 9. This is scandal. This is scandalous already. And basically Kat is looking for his way in this game. I think Ekturn already found a way.
You say 8, 15, 7, 9 is a scandal already, yes, but right now he's going to pick up the Trident, or Trident, I'm not sure, and that will boost him by another 4 points of attack compared to his +3 sword right now. So that will be 12, 5, 15, 7, 9 at least, of course, assuming he doesn't even get, another level up that boosts his stats even more. And if Mamaragan sees it in the tavern somehow, I believe he's not going to be happy. Oh, no, actually, no. It was not that generation that the +3 sword was present. So it's actually +7 compared to what he had before. It's going to be a 15, 15, 7, 9. Aren't these perhaps the highest stats we've ever seen week 1?
Yeah, 116, this is really unusual.
Okay, Dogo confirms it's actually Trident. Alright, thanks a lot.
It's interesting what Grzehan will do with this very good start, because basically I wouldn't say that if you play Rampart you are forced to push the tempo and attack early on. It's like the advantage you have from having strong centaurs, elves and other stacks, it scales quite well.
Well, okay, so those stats were not the highest we've ever seen, but now after getting another 2 or 3 level ups, he's the Ekturn is already at 16, 16, 8, 9. Yeah. So even if they weren't the highest stats we've seen, at the beginning of the turn, they might as well be right now.
Magical 4th level and attack. This is Jay's only advice, and it sounds super smart from our perspective, because we know both perspectives. We know that Kat is not really developed and he's not ready for defense. We will see what Grzehan will do with the quantity of information he has. He can follow the tavern, but he doesn't know if really there is a super strong hero on Mamaragan's side or not.
And another +2 defense.
Yeah, it's it's crazy. It's really crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, knowing Mamaragan's perspective, we know that the correct thing to do would be to just simplify, because you're already in such an advantageous position. But in theory of the matchup, you really shouldn't do that. Meanwhile, apparently Mamaragan has 22,000 gold left in his treasury, so that should be relatively easy for him to collect a lot of army in 1-1. Will it be enough? Because there's going to be plenty of army, but the hero is not going to be... Well, of course, now Kalk is going to pick up 2 boxes, so he's going to get some development. But will it be enough, though? His sand is yet completely unscouted, and, well, slightly scouted, maybe just a little bit, but also just completely uncleaned. So there's still a lot of stuff that he has to do. Of course, he does have some gold saved and some timer saved. So perhaps his week 2, we can see him catching up to the opponent. But you know, if your strategy is to just be behind and then catch up, well, there is always this possibility of that simply never happening. Take water now. Take water now. Come on. He did it.
And what do you think
And
about
pathfinding.
skip Loga? Pathfinding is super cool that he managed to collect it, but skip Loga is a little bit strange for me. Why would you skip logistics? When you...
He just knew there's going to be pathfinding later on.
Yeah, if he has this information, then skip logistics is fine.
No, I believe he knows that he's behind, and it's a bit of a gamble of, you know, I'm going to skip a good skill because I really need to high roll a perfect skill instead in order to be still able to win. We can see that he actually fights quite nice with those styles because again, this is far harder for him to fight those mobs than it is for Jahan, because Jahan just relies on a shooting power stack. Meanwhile, Kalt and Mamaragan, who leads him, they have to be really precise with initiative and with movement queue, and that's exactly what he did right now. Also saving himself from potential morale by just putting the quote-unquote power stack of pixies behind those other stacks. And we can see how ridiculously powerful Chela is, just taking... Actually, will she take it?
No. This is...
I believe this is
much.
a Bayek. Come on, man. It's going to be very slightly off.
No, it's not
almost
slightly off.
gonna
It's
be
not
able to
possible
do it.
by far. No. It couldn't be working.
Yeah, so there's yet another thing that's working against him. How tough is Mamaragan mentally?
We will see, but my feeling is that he knew that this battle with Ciela could be too much. So that, in my opinion, he was prepared mentally for this, that she will just surrender and she will get some other army in town anyway, and maybe she will come back to collect it.
Alright.
But Grzechan, I think he's already working on the attack.
Well, he still has to find the second sand town so far, so I'm not sure if that's 100% an attack. Ooh, wow, there's pulse at 100% an attack strat, or is he just advancing in the desert to see where he needs to go for the other town? There's also a tier 4 mage guild right now.
Okay, so it was Resurrect and Meteor Shower? When I see Resurrect, then I regret there is no Earth, but he cannot do anything about it.
I love what Douglas said on the chat, that he's not a Psycha de Papel moment, a player, so fantastic way to describe it. I love that.
Yeah, as a person involved since 14 years in paper making, I must say that there are, you know, kinds of papers which are really strong.
I did not know that side of you.
Yeah, the paper market is not so big recently, unfortunately.
Sounds like a wonderful occasion. Sounds like a wonderful topic to talk about sometime when we have the occasion. But I believe, unfortunately or not, 1 Minute Madness is such an intense, fast template that we will not have plenty of chance today to do that.
Entire
Why did
army must
he
go
need?
back to the desert, and Cult... What is the plan for Cult? He will be purchased in desert to go for the libraries, is it so?
Yeah, it looks like it. It's just that there's a bit of an issue with counting because he decided that he needed 3 different pixies to surrender in an imp cache, while, well, of course, 1 would be enough. But
You know,
2
it's...
pixies likely will not decide the game.
I think it works like this, that you don't want to think about it and you just cancel any calculation that would be behind. You just take 3 and it must be enough. That's it. You don't think about it.
No, of course, that is the case. It's just that, I guess that probably the same amount of zero calculation, pure clicking, even with it, Gongvaze would still have played, correctly. But yeah, okay, we cannot compare everyone to Gongvaze. That's fine.
What do you think about Inferno in 1 Minute Madness? Top tier, mid tier, bottom tier?
Inferno to me does not exist in that game. I do not know what you're talking about.
It's, I would say, bottom tier. So in theory you could go for demons. In theory, devil build is possible and is viable, and minus luck is very strong. In real life, it just doesn't work.
So do you just go Efritis plus Castle?
Yeah, double build of Ifritis. I think this is optimum.
Okay.
If you cannot
to
manage,
certain extent,
then you go for double build of demons or even pits. And it's still, I mean, the devil is too expensive.
Makes sense. So up until a certain point, it's a lot like what we've just seen from Grehen. By the way, in Mage Guild number 4 already, if you can fix that on the Panda Pass. That he basically just went for tier 6 units with Castle, and that was his build. But of course, yes, then we will not see a double of unicorns on his side. And even though I said, oh, have a look, there's 22,000 gold on Mamaragan's side, he actually still struggled and did not recruit all the troops. And also his 1 minute advantage of time, 1 minute pool of timer that he was still in possession of at the end of that previous turn is also almost entirely gone. Just 3 seconds left.
Did you notice what were the spells in Mage Guild of Mamaragan in T4?
I did not.
Okay, it was Mage Guild of 3rd level, so he will build T4 next turn.
And that, my dear friends, is what we call in Polish mincing. You just mince the resources in a basically meat grinder, and that's what we say when someone is really just trading away all the resources for gold at some point. Not much to do right now, and not much to think about. Eiktron just picks up Polsat, the Pendant of Courage, and is just going to attack straight into the red side of the map.
I would say this is very strong 1-to-1 on Grzechen's side. He did really a lot. He didn't farm army banks, but he has 2 libraries. He has really strong army. Mamaragan is on verge of surrendering. I think he feels how much behind he is.
Even though right now already his card looks strong, the card already finished his water magic development and he's finally showing some high levels. Yeah, he definitely sees that he's behind. And what he said right now on the chat, basically, there's a specific species of a tree that we use in Polish to say that stuff is simply not looking great. and the chances or the morale is basically low. That's exactly what he said. He said, "Wow, that's a bit of a crap situation." I literally do not know the name of the species of the tree, though. And as I mentioned before, you do not reach the town gate in one turn, and now Cobb has to fight with only his, well, weak one and a bit of sand army, and not really the full army that the player should be able to use. Was he also there very close to the green portal? Because we know that Grehen is very close to the green portal on the other side of the map. I really do not think that Ekthorn can reach Kalt in the next turn. But if Kalt moves a little bit into the direction of the portal, that could be the case.
I know, but even if doesn't happen, so let's say that Grehen is, I don't know, 800 away from the town in desert on Mamaragan's side. What is the counter play right now for Mamaragan? I think he is cooked. In my opinion, he has zero chances.
Zero is a strong word, but yeah, I do not see it very well. It's a lime tree, you say? Huh? It is surprising because you know the fruit limes, they do not grow on that tree. So okay, but if you guys all say so, fine. No, but it's not a joke. It's just basically a figure of speech. We use that tree. We just say that, oh, this is such a lime tree, when we want to say that stuff is simply looking grim for you. And that's exactly what Mamaragan just said in the chat. It's not a joke of any kind. That's basically what we say. So yeah, he just knows that he's behind, and that's how we figure it out. And there's quite some losses on the Nixes. Ow, 10 full air elementals. That really hurts. Now, the whole problem of the town gate not being closer to the main town is showing, because should he have had the entire army, that would have been a brain fight.
You know, but now I understand why Rampart was costing like almost 7k. You can see the difference in gameplay and how basically how everything sets up in nice way for Grehen, and how Mamaragan struggles with everything. Of course, layout of the map, no boxes in the wasteland, it's all meaningful, but I would say overall that the Rampart gameplay is more easy to play, more easy to execute.
Yeah. Now I wonder what would have happened if we had the bidding for color go into the other direction, as in Grehen would have been forced to play at some minus 8,500 gold. So even that one additional turn, basically, that he would have gotten as a red player, maybe that still wouldn't really pay back that whole ridiculous amount of 8,500 gold. But since he's playing blue and he now got a hefty gold advantage for that, we will not know what would have happened. Yeah, and also Jizo is right. What would happen without the gold hero, without the Ekthorn? If he was, because if not for Ekthorn, then whom would you main? Is it Kirre perhaps that you would main?
I think Ivor.
Yeah.
I mean, this archer offense hero with good chances for water and logistics, for me it's good enough.
I really don't know though if it's ironic or not. But that's fine. What a brilliant fight! It's so great that while fighting shooter unit, we have the mass forgetfulness. Oh wait, that's one of the only shooting units in the game that we cannot cast forgetfulness on. What a shame.
Well, he collected just +3 luck, +3 morale, so this is also, if Mamaragan was in much better position, then I would say that this addition is very meaningful, but in current situation, not really. And leadership, just after collecting +3 luck, he gets leadership. Yeah, this is a bit unlucky.
That is indeed a bit unlucky. And funnily enough, if we look purely at just the level of main heroes, apparently Cult, if I'm correct, but I think I am, now has a higher level than than Eichthorn does, because Eichthorn was not collecting any boxes in the recent turns. But ow, that GD into the elf actually hurts a bit. And also we know that the portal that Cult was close to was not the green portal, so the guys will not meet them each other in a matter of the next turn.
Mamaragan has vision for Gsheken actions, obviously, so let's see what will be his reaction.
He still doesn't see Eichthorn, right?
I think he saw egg turn on the turn repetition, and this is now why he's processing and thinking before accepting the turn.
That would make plenty of sense. Well, he does have some gold kind of hidden in the form of resources. If he could grind them onto gold, yeah, he would definitely have a lot. But then, first of all, I'm not sure if he can manage that on time with just 20 seconds on the timer. Maybe that is enough, maybe it's not. And also, where do you go? Do you just retreat back to the desert? Well, Eichthorn, you can at least be sure he has logistics.
Yeah.
We also know that he has pathfinding. I guess you can also expect that he has pathfinding, so you can't really fully just bury yourself into the sand and hope that it somehow works out.
Yeah, I mean, you are not in position where you can give up your desert and hope that you will outcontrol enemy in later stage, or you have some other advantages, or if you buy more army then you will be strong enough to defeat him. It's not an option. If you give up desert right now, you lose, in my opinion. So the only play here is to prepare as strong defense in middle as possible.
Yeah, you could, of course, just build some fortifications, and then at least that somehow counters, at least to a certain extent, the opponent's dendroids, dwarfs, and centaurs, and unicorns. Oh yeah, of course, you can see Eichthorn. So that helps a little bit, but then, of course, at some point, your other fortifications are going to give way anyway. And yeah.
Okay, so Mamaragan is very confident. He says, with mana I win. I would love to have confidence of Mamaragan, just casually saying that I just win it. If I have mana I win it. It's just a unlucky situation. Okay.
Okay, so we're going to have some time now, because Mamaragan is going to get a short toilet break. So yeah, another choice maybe, but you would need to prepare it beforehand. Would, of course, with Flux, you have the access to a lot of elementalists, a lot of mage heroes with 0033 at the start, so you can, of course, if there is a nice area with plenty of plus 1000 XP stones, you might just exp them kind of as a factory, setting in which every single hero gets a lot of experience, and then you load them up with some meteors, maybe some lightning bolts, and that's kind of the scout wave that you send over your opponent to just destroy their army with spells. But that was not exactly possible here with the map, with no clear access to some plus spell power and plus experience objects. He has Chela to do this sort of stuff, but only her, honestly. Brisa is a complete disaster, and Labetha has only been recruited in week 2, so of course we can also see that she does not get anything better than her starting abilities.
So theoretically, if you could buy only remaining army for Cult, because this is a possibility, if you could learn card of tier 4 magic spells, let's say chain lightning, let's say this optimistic case, cards would still need a lot of mana to win. So I don't see any successful defending scenario in desert right now for Mamaragan. He would need to run away.
Yeah, there's. I mean, Zoe, of course, is right that apparently the army of Conflux isn't really all that terrible. We've actually never seen it in its full glory throughout the entire game. But yeah, the thing that I see maybe is that I don't think there's any plus speed on Eichthorn's side, so the dwarves and the droids will not be fully operational. Oh. Is that an easy fight?
No.
Shouldn't he have... Doesn't he have half of his army, or even more than half of his army, right outside the town gate right now? And he just forgot to join it.
Yeah, it looks like it's GG, and I mean, this is just losses. That GG will be one turn afterwards. And I need to correct myself, chain lightning is banned, of course. In 1 minute madness it was too strong. So these spells that could potentially punish Grzechan, first of all, Meteor Shower.
Yeah. And yeah, there's 4 mana, and Cult, as a hero of the red player, will not be able to regenerate the mana before the start of the blue player's turn. So yeah, with the mana, of course, and with that massive misplay that has just happened right now, the losses are just disgusting. Yeah, there maybe would have been a chance, but yeah, I don't see it right now. It's basically clearly not the level of Mamaragan's playing that we're used to.
What is really mandatory would be the situation that Vnukos was wondering about in chat, that Ektorn could take the wrong turn. But it's very not likely.
Nah, considering how close to the edge of the map we are, I don't see that happening. I mean, 60-something pixies and like 4 air elementals?
He's super fast. I don't
see how this is not a problem.
Like. Look how fast he is. Literally, it was 30 seconds to chain entire army through 2 towns and also a side town.
I kind of wish that the earth elementals, or at least fire elementals, would be upgraded at that point, because I think he had the time for it and definitely had the resources for it. But yeah, of course, there's a lot of pressure on both players. I can totally understand some misplays of this kind.
The stats are, I would not say equalized, but almost there.
Yes, that's right. That's the issue with rushing your opponent, or basically being the person that's trying to extra tempo on the other side. By the way, mage to tier 4 in Conflux guild, is that, and also with 1 roll, is that you always lose a bit of time trying to get to the opponent's side.
Yeah.
So of course, Eichthorn had ridiculous stats for 116 when he had those stats, but now since that time, I think his stats only increased by maybe 1 point, maybe 2 points, and as ridiculously impressive as they were for 116, they're just good for 123.
And magic arrow. It's not for free.
Shackles of War are present. And he's still able to reach the town, despite that whole train of heroes that was trying to prevent that from happening.
He should just defend. In my opinion, you just defend. He will have full mana. I mean, The pressure is on Mamaragan right now.
And he defends, of course, with Shackles of War. So if we see Cult actually trying to recapture the town, well, this will be the final moment of the game. And Cult, well, Cult cannot attack because Cult is low on mana. If only Cult was high on mana, there would at least be some sort of hope. But now, yeah, as we see, the only thing that Mamaragan can do is to just try to how would I say it?
Yeah, he's reaching opponent's desert, so it's they will continue the game, and Mamaragan position is not so bad in this case.
But will he be able to capture a town, or will it perhaps be able for Eikthrun to kind of return? Also, there's still a chain of heroes between two deserts on the blue side. So even if Eikthrun doesn't see a town gate, there is still a chance that Eikthrun can simply pour town portal on one of the neutral stacks, and just chain the army back using regular chain, and then attack Cult from the other side. Of course, that requires a bit of planning and definitely a bit of timer, but I believe that he can figure it out. Ah, no, this town is uncaptured. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
We missed this detail that Grzehan completely gave up on this part of desert. He decided just to focus on libraries and attack.
Okay, so we're back in the game. We're back in the game, unless Eikthrun somehow still can capture that. Luckily for Mamaragan, or maybe, well, I wouldn't say luckily because he planned it in advance. Eikthrun will not have the speed boost right now. Also, that Valeska is perfectly placed to prevent an easy reach to Cult. So we know that he's at least safe for that turn, and he will regenerate the mana.
I must say I didn't expect that Mamaragan will find a way to survive and continue the struggle. But he managed to improve his position really greatly just with this idea to attack opponent's desert with off-road. Very good idea.
And that town would have been already captured by blue if he didn't have any defenders, because Grzehan only sent one Mouflon, one goat to try to capture it. So that was clearly not enough. And now you can also see the extent of army on Cult's side. Despite the entirety of, we're gonna capture the elemental conflux, we have 3 towns, we bought all the army and so on. There's only 28 air elementals. That's a number that you can pretty much see in week 1.
44 fishes.
Almost
this is the
in
power.
Week 1.
This is fish power. So how to outplay it? What I would expect Grzehan would like to do is to capture entire desert on opponent's side and somehow secure desert on his side. One step, of course.
Yep. That attack with Alagar and making Eikthrun finish his turn on dwarves instead of on Pegasi, that was exactly what made the difference. So if anyone was wishing for a very, very short game and an easy access, easy move into the game 2, this is not going to happen. We're going to see a game that is at least going to extend into the the 3rd week, and who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah, basically
Stream
this is
froze
what
again.
Mamaragan should look forward to after the 1st week, because he was in terrible position. He managed to continue it even from this position.
Yeah, it's one of those situations that even if you're behind, you're still happy because your choices were either be behind or literally just lose. But you've escaped from the, as we say it in Polish, you've escaped from the jaws of the lion. So now, of course, anything can happen. Can we somehow just restart the stream? Because it's frozen.
Okay,
All right,
sorry.
perfect. No worries. Of course, you're doing a shit ton of different things at once. You're trying to fight with the Panda Pass, also just comment and also, of course, being the host. So that's totally understandable. No worry about it. There's some
So,
Scout War involved right now.
Time for Rat Wars. Who is smarter with positioning of heroes with Magic Arrow and with some meat?
This is very easily a win by IN9, of course. I think he anticipated Gurnison to have his ballista, and that's why there was so much army sent this way. But also that whole IN9 guy will be now pretty useful in fighting for the control of the other side of the map. He's about to collect the +1 spell power right now, and then with a bit of army and a bit of course, magic arrow, he will be perhaps able to deal some damage. And I don't know, maybe capture a gold mine on the opponent's side. Who knows? Eight wyverns on the card side, so it's starting to look, well, like a stack. Of course, you would ideally want to have much more than just 8 wyverns, but you always got to start somehow. So it's a better start than nothing. And of course, it could have just been 4 ducks, but it's 8 of them, so not too bad. And Eichthorn is getting himself surrendered somewhere.
Yeah, so maybe there is a plan that Grzechem already sees, but this hunt for opponent is by far not obvious. How to catch Cult and how to prevent him from getting stronger.
And do you 100% want to catch Cult? Like, are you absolutely sure you want to catch him? Because now that Cult has full mana and additionally a few ducks,
You are right.
I still think it's fine, but I'm not so sure anymore.
Yeah, it looks that possibly Cult in current situation has a nice defense against Ektorn.
And it looks like a Finalka right now. Like, honestly, I'm not sure if I would not maybe just take the shackles off of Ektorn, because I wouldn't be so exactly sure that I'm going to have the upper hand.
Yeah, it
Like,
could
of course,
go sideways. If of course we know that Cult has only water magic, but and basically no damage spells. Yeah, so what are the possible win conditions for Cult really?
oh yeah, fair point, 182 gold. Yep, right. Yeah, so Shackle Zone is a good play. Forgot about that. Fair point. Yeah, even if there's no strong magic on Ektorn's side, and I mean like the magic schools basically as secondary skills, he still does have some 91 spell points with 10 power and some meteor showers, so it should be good enough.
Final battle, and I have one question to you. What is going on with these 5 orcs?
He does have +4 morale anyway,
Yeah?
so he's not really risking about having them.
Okay. Does Grzechem have Lightning Bolt? Yeah, in general this is a good question. I didn't pay attention to tier 2 mage guilds, but basically Grzehan visited both mage guilds, Rampart and Conflux.
And Conflux Guild is famous for being the site of lightning bolt very, very often. It has really high chance of it. A slight, I wouldn't call it, of course, a mistake, but something that I slightly dislike on both players' side is the lack of upgrades. The upgrade of Elf, which happened in turn 3, is literally the only upgrade we see among the entirety of the armies of both players. And as much as I, of course, understand they didn't have that much time for the upgrades, maybe there was a chance of squeezing something in.
Yeah, prayer would be so strong, but all you can do is clown and meteor shower on without earth magic.
And realistically, there's just no stack that you should clone because, I don't know. What is even your power stack? Is it 60 dwarves? Is it 97 centros? Is it 6 unicorns? Ow, that hurts.
If I would go for cloning, I would clone centaurs, but yeah, you are right, there is no clear power stack. Turns out he should have attacked earlier.
He tried. Of course he tried, Vnucos, that's the whole point. He really wanted to attack earlier, but just couldn't find couldn't connect
I
the punch.
understand Vnucos' point. If you want to attack very early on, you know, this going through 2 libraries, maybe it is a little bit greedy, because the beautiful attack would be standing 1-to-1 in portal, just passing on the army and invading opponent's desert. What Grzehan did basically is he was 1-to-1, maybe 800 movement points away from the portal after 2 libraries, and then he is 1 turn too late.
Yep, and Vnucos says that, hey, but Cult was at some point 3 steps away from the town. Yes, but then it still was not reachable. Now, Jezoli claims that because Grzehan kind of automatically just clicked to capture the town, that's the reason that Cult was not reachable that turn. And I don't know that it's likely that there is actually that's true. But yeah, he definitely tried to catch Cult earlier, but there was never any time that it was possible.
It's a good idea though to catch 1 turn earlier. I mean, you stay in your opponent desert and you can just regenerate mana, and you can steal opponent desert contents, and you don't expect that card will do this crazy run to your side. So I think Grzehan was going for the safe play and Mamaragan was going for the pro runaway.
And now, didn't he know that Cult was kind of 0 mana? I mean, like 4 or something. Because if he knew that, then of course the choice of attack is absolutely obvious.
Yeah.
And yeah, the fight looks better for Cult somehow.
I think it's still fine for Grzehan. So what Grzehan needs to do is to ice bolt fire elementals. Yeah, exactly. And okay, he goes for bless. I think the reduction of units is going well for Grzehan, and that he will stand this battle. The side that needs to run away is actually Mamaragan, and there are shackles equipped.
He's still about to cast Mass Bless, right?
And this is what Vnucos is writing. I agree 100%. You won't kill Krashki. Krashki are too strong. Krashki równa się dwarfs, this is correct, and Krashki is also first blood. Upgraded Krashki is first blood, and I am not upgraded Krashek.
No, okay, perhaps yes, sure. We can maybe agree, and we're of course going to see later that maybe the dwarves actually carry that. But so far, what Cult managed to achieve is that the main issue that he had, as in he has to be the side that literally attacks and kind of connects to the opponent. and nothing that he has is upgraded, so he's really slow. And there's like
Whoa! 5
6 speed
unicorns.
on. There's 6 speed on the fire elementals, 4 speed on earth elementals, only 5 speed on water elementals. He managed to actually connect those and get those useful in a fight instead of being completely outclassed by speed of the opponent army. So that was already something that went better than expected. But
Yeah.
indeed, his army is fading. It's fading in his eyes.
This battle is much closer than I thought it would be, because my thinking was Grzekan is just owning it. It looks like a almost close fight. Krashki are too hard to kill. But Mamaragan managed to make a fair, close final fight from a very bad position. High class from both players.
Yeah, and what he says in the chat right now is that, well, the Mage Guild would need to provide him with a meteor shower, and that maybe would have made a difference. Yeah, all of the fire elementals defeated in a single shot. So realistically, the only stack that he has left are those 27 air elementals, because nothing else really presents any threat.
Yeah. The dwarf is owning. Very nice play from Grzekan, and I must say I'm really greatly impressed how Mamaragan managed to crawl back from terrible situation into almost equal situation.
How about? Oh, and never mind. They do have an additional morale, but almost you could berserk the wolves, and then because wolves only have 3 speed and your elementals have 7, you could just make them run for eternity until. Well, okay, but then no, because you had you couldn't really do that and force your opponent to surrender the fight because you had shackles. So that wouldn't
It works like this: if 100 turn passes and one of the players have shackles, then attacking player must surrender anyway. So the 100 turn limit is stronger than shackles.
So actually there was a chance. But okay, no, Krashki still had the dwarves still had morale, so that wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Well, okay, game 2, we are about to see it. By the way, your stream on the Panda Pass says it is a best of 3 game. I believe this was meant to be a best of 5 game, right?
Yes. And we have 1-0 for Grzekan.
So far my prediction of Mamaragan winning that entire match is currently slipping away.
We are behind, and the person who I picked for a favorite of this final is winning. So Mamaragan needs to keep up. But to be honest, I'm more impressed with Mamaragan display, considering how bad situation he was in and what he managed to do with this situation. It's amazing.
No, Jizoli, they're not about to play the whole thing today. They're only about to really play 2 games today. That was the arrangement that we had, and all the next games, so at least 1 up to 3, are all going to be played tomorrow, also 20 o'clock Central European time. And you will be able to see that on the same streaming channels as today. So no worries if you're tired. Go ahead. After the second game, you can go to sleep. Be ready to spend quite a couple hours with us tomorrow to finish up that game, that match.
Basically, you see how it's going. That players are with really top skills on 1 minute madness, and they are really close by means of skill level to each other. So even if these tonight will end with 2-0, I believe strongly it could even go on to decider and 2-3 loss or win. So yeah, I have a feeling we will watch 5 games.
I would love to watch all 5 games, but there is a chance that tomorrow actually I will not be able to spectate it because I will be playing my own 1 minute madness against Vnukos. But luckily then we'll only miss 1 match, right? Because Vnukos is going to quickly eliminate me and then we can watch the rest.
There is a good
Yes, Jason, the play
if...
factions are banned. That's right.
Okay. I think for all finals, we've played with one template. This is very good rule. You don't want to play over and over the same factions.
Well, Mihaleklos, you can just see our faces, but if you would actually see the entire body, then I think I'm actually losing.
But this will be in the other part of stream.
Actually hit the gym today.
I was like 2 weeks ill and I'm still coughing and I feel terrible and I'm tired super fast, so I hope I will hit the gym at least on Monday. And I have a good advice for everyone: just don't be sick. Being sick is just stupid, it's plain stupid.
Great, I'll take that advice to my heart, of course, and I'll try to live by that. So far it's not working very well, but we'll see. Alright, the players only needed a few minutes, so I expect them to be back very, very soon, ready and fresh for a next battle. It was a relatively short one anyway, so they should be still all perfectly in shape for the next high-level duel. Abdul, that was, I think, the Night King, even though I've never really watched Game of Thrones.
Actually, in the Game of Thrones show, I'm a bit of a hating side, and you know, like one of the biggest scenes in the show ever was the scene when this guy dies. So he is murdered with I don't remember the name. Arya Stark, I think.
That was, well, first of all, sorry for everyone for spoilers. That's actually the scene that I have seen. There was this like small girl.
Yeah.
Like really, really small.
And she just like.
It was a really cool scene though.
Yeah. He's owning her, and she just, I have a knife. I have a knife in back. Phew. And the you know, the main aggressor from 6 seasons or 7 seasons, he is dying because of the joke from a little girl. This is actually the script that people wrote and executed.
Yeah, she tried to ambush him like by jumping and stabbing him from behind into the neck. But he manages to see that, he turns back and just grabs her by the neck, and then or by the wrist or something. So then she drops the knife from her like dominant hand, but as the knife keeps falling down, she picks it up back with the other hand and just snap.
But Raf, think about it. In book, this guy, he is like 10,000 years old. He probably knows all the jokes in the history of world. Not the best way to die.
Yeah. Dude was actually friends with Al Nasir.
Why in last scene the Frozen King don't kill this fat guy behind the wall because it was his father and there will be next sense? Yeah, no, when the show was moving on and when the books were released, because they are not being released for many years, there was a block when there were and there were really nice ideas what could happen, what happened, and you know, like an analysis what author was planning to do. It seems that in general Game of Thrones was very well thought world, and a lot of things that happened. It was complicated story with many layers. But I don't expect any continuation, and yeah, in general I feel sorry for author because the fame he got from Game of Thrones he didn't need it, and I have a feeling that it killed, you know, his will to write anything. He was writing a lot of stuff. He was writing science fiction. He was writing other stories, but people just got crazy about Game of Thrones, and the guy is not writing anything. Thank you, fans. Okay,
Right,
Cove
so Cove
versus Factory.
The players are back. I believe they just needed a little bit of time to sing the fairy song, but the fairy song is now over. It's 21:39 o'clock. It is finally enough, only 20:39 o'clock on Mamaragan's side. He must be playing from a different time zone. We have Cove versus Factory. So what do you bid for?
I would say Factory, but I'm not sure anymore because I have a feeling that right now artillery and cannon is more valuable than it was in past.
Yeah, Cove is definitely the easier gameplay, but a gameplay that I myself would believe to have a lower ceiling. So Mamaragan paid 3.8 thousand for the town. So I believe there to be a really high bid for the color. Then we can see the players incredibly swiftly just going all the way to 3K. Yeah, that goes joining the Polish cast indeed.
Yeah, Dago is from Polish cast, and H3GG is doing amazing job. He's playing also this game.
Also 3.6 thousand for the... So are they literally not going to transfer any gold? Oh, 200. Oh. So yes, the pick was Factory indeed. And of course the other pick was Red Player. So we're going to see Jeremy versus Henrietta. I believe Henrietta not to be the final main hero of Mamaragan, but we'll see, of course. Recently, there was this incredible game when Henrietta was the starting pick, and she was very early switched into a tavern-based. What was the name? The guy with archery specialty. Murdoch, yes. So that was probably the best that could have happened for the Henrietta player. Now we'll see if there is a way for Grehen. Actually, no, for Mamaragan, I believe too, because the Panda Pass isn't yet ready, so we might be mistaking the players' colors to find someone cool in the tavern, or will he be forced to perhaps play with Henrietta? But I do believe that we will not see that map being played. His thought in Derek is not... I mean, he's not bad, of course, for Cove, but he also isn't really... maybe actually he's nice. I don't know, what do you guys think? Would you be happy with a Derek in the tavern or not? Because of course, that's not the case on like normal XL plus U templates, but on one map, maybe it's actually nice.
Yeah. Certainly he can do the job right, so I think it's quite nice. With Henrietta, I think the idea is that, well, if you pick Jeremy, I think it is a declaration that you are ready to rush your opponent. And Henrietta is also a hero that can rush your opponent. So this is a little bit of... In this setup, I would say going for Henrietta is smart. In other setup, maybe not. But Cove versus Factory, I would say Henrietta is right pick.
Okay. Okay, so we do have a confirmation that indeed the The red player in this his name is Grehen. So if you could change that in the past, that would be awesome. Everything else, of course, is also nice, but I believe that the highest priority is to just change the colors of the players.
I don't understand why Jeremy
So far,
should not rush. You know, right now artillery is super strong and cannon is super strong. Basically, most of the breaks, even from grass to your opponent desert, you can crash week 1.
this is a really nice heroes pool in general, but this is a heroes pool that does not offer you a nicer main hero than well, maybe Torosar, maybe than Henrietta, and I'm not sure if
No.
Mamaragan is going to be satisfied with that start.
Henrietta is better than Torosar. No. Don't go there. Don't go there. It's you know this. I understand that this lack leadership, secondary skills are very. You know, you cannot rely on them. But they are not weak, especially for final battle. And if you want to rush final battle, I would say Henrietta is not a bad pick.
Okay. Maybe I'm just never lucky enough to be able to consistently rely on those skills, but you know, skill issue, I just should have been more lucky, I guess. Was that Gacek perhaps that we just heard?
Yes.
Nice. Great. A nice observatory that allows him to really plan out the first stance of the game. And again, a Necromancer as the side hero army, which honestly for taking grass, in my opinion, is a pretty good choice. Well, choice, of course, that's not his choice, but like, it's a pretty good course of events, because the whites are just ridiculously strong as that supporting stack. Annabelle in the army of Cove. So again, something that normally we would love. I'm not sure how premium is that on 1 Minute Madness. Super easy box, by the way. You might even be able to take it day 1.
I think Cove has some problems in general with the lineup of army. So Nyxes of course are super strong, but also you kill it with magic. Stormbirds are super strong by means of dealing damage, but they are glass cannon. Sorcerers usually you don't build at all, or you just build it and they are not meaningful. It's not very easy to build strong power stacks with Cove, in my opinion.
Hey, my brothers. Yeah, the largest advantage that Cove has on regular templates is its ridiculously strong army in the early mid game, but this actually doesn't hold for 1 Minute Madness that much. We will see that being continued from Grehen's side, by the way, which still means that the players' colors are not changed in the pass. Even despite Jeremy not picking up the box turn 1, it still looks like a decent start. So yeah, he was just happy with what he saw.
Okay, and Mana Hero number 1, it's always nice. The more the better.
There is an incredibly easy gold mine that again, Mamaragan has the access to on the wasteland side, and there's also Risa, who can easily help with taking the the grass side of the things.
But
But maybe this is one of those. Maybe this is one of those few moments that you would actually. They're restarting. Prefer to send your main onto the grass because there was a very easy box there, but we will not see that happening.
You know, the funny thing is on ball start, very nice. The funny thing is Mamarakan again didn't have any, I would say, main hero or good main hero replacement. So he started with Henrietta and he didn't have anything special in Tavern, so he restarted.
And that also doesn't look very great right now for Jahan. The distance that there is to get out of your starting zone is quite high. Now, of course, this is not the end yet, but you would always like to. Ooh, wow!
We've seen this guy already, and there is pathfinding on first level up. So Grzechen is strong today. This is very strong play to have Eiktern in Tavern on 1-1-1 and have pathfinding from first level up. Very strong play. Nice.
If it wasn't for pathfinding, I would have probably said, nah, I still would enjoy just Jeremy. But now with pathfinding, no, you gotta switch to Eiktern.
Yeah.
And on the other side, we see that issue of not being able to replace Henrietta yet again. There's Ufretin, there's Lacus, there's Terek. Oh, Clancy maybe. Oh, okay. But do you really want to play Clancy against Cove?
Yeah, Clancy is very nice hero. A lot of defense, pathfinding on starter and interference, which is strong on 1-minute madness in my opinion.
Okay, for now it looks like this fight, which is about to give him a couple 100 XP, is still taken with Henrietta instead of with Clancy, but maybe we'll see the switch of the main. I think he's still considering that based on how much he's waiting with his next movement. And he does have 8 heroes as of the start of the game.
Again,
none of them brings him any gold though.
I'm not very big fan of Mamaragan's start, but this time he didn't have an option to restart.
Grzechen then again playing very confident mind games with his opponent. Already before taking his turn, he said, "Hey, you can already send the save game to the judges to check the correctness of the generation, because you know what, I will most likely not be restored in this generation."
You remember maybe who was minus 200?
I do not, but I do believe that the person that bought the color actually paid more than the person that bought the faction. So most likely that will be red in a minus 200. Feel free to correct me, of course.
Yeah, I think Grzechen will play it, also knowing what Ektorn did in last game and having Ektorn with logistics and pathfinding in 1-1-2, really nice.
Both players already show the presence of 8 heroes on their boards. Of course, that is now understandable with how little the final bidding amount was. And is it going to be Jeremy or Ektorn that actually collects this box? It is going to be Ektorn. So Jeremy, at least for now, was taking the fight, simply because, well, Jeremy is just going to inflict less losses. But now Ektorn is finally going to show that he is indeed the hero that Mamaragan will invest in. no, Grehen will invest in. Watching the side of Grehen now. So the pass is still wrong. I'm really sorry to, by the way, like bring it up repeatedly, but you know.
Yeah, it's red and okay. And now it's fine. Now it's fine. Okay.
Yeah, now it's perfect. So the map is currently being tested. There's still a chance that we will not see that generation being played out, if of course there are some strong issues with the guaranteed content that, well, due to the nature of the random map generator, guaranteed content is actually not all that guaranteed. But unless, of course, that happens, then we will easily see that that generation being paid out.
There is, I have special emoticon for Vnukos generation, so Vnukos Deluxe is dedicated basically to Vnukos creations.
That is so sad that it's no longer the case because of Vnukos had the audacity to change his profile picture. You know, as someone that isn't super deep into Valashek's creations, at least not this one, I really just look at this character and the name of the character is just Vnukos to me.
Mr. Wiesio.
Honestly, close enough with how the name sounds. It's kind of related.
Yeah, Wiesio Vnukos.
On the other side, Mamaragan's observatory is now in a really disgusting position. He had the issues with scouting on a previous generation, and he did not see the wasteland boxes. And right now, his wasteland boxes may be hidden yet again. The history looks like it's about to repeat itself.
Yeah, Mamaragan is okay. I have a strong feeling that what we can expect and what we see from Mamaragan is perfect execution of 1 minute madness optimal meta. And what we see from Grehen is a little bit more flexible gameplay, a little bit more standard gameplay, but not so accurate when executing 1 minute madness meta. And yeah, I'm very happy that both of these players advanced to final. I will admit I'm super happy about Grehen coming back to Heroes 3 because he had a long break, and straight from the break to the super final, it's amazing.
All right, so the generation was correct. We will definitely see that map being played out. And that's what I love about TOD. You just get those automatons to speed boost your army on speed 8 very early on. This is especially on the 1 minute madness, where you would love to speed boost yourself on
he will repair it or not.
on factory units, because then you can of course just scout wasteland without any issues. Yeah, that is very, very powerful.
Yeah, in general, automatons used properly can do a lot of damage and very good job. So Henrietta is going for the boss. She will be the main hero.
Yeah, so she is the main now. She is definitely the main hero right now. No doubt about it. We have 107 halflings already, week 1, so that's I know, is that above average? It kind of sounds above average.
Sounds above average, unless he collected already from the tier 1 dwelling on Resp.
Well, I think he did, but even though, still, actually, should I maybe just count it? It's 20 up until 30 from each stack, right? At the start.
Yeah, and you have 4 stacks.
So yeah, so you expect it to be 100, and then additional 16 from the and 16 from the. No, that's too much. Isn't it 20 to 25?
I'm not sure. I would need to check.
Weren't you the tester?
Yeah, but it was no factory. It was 5 years ago.
Really? Was it not 5
No.
months ago? Damn, I'm getting old.
2 years
Oh,
ago.
actually, no, she's not. She's not the main. She was just
Clancy.
doing that fight because
Yeah,
I
good,
don't.
good.
Okay, I like the decision, but now I do not understand why was Clancy not just taking that fight. I understood it on the other perspective. Oh, that's such a good moral. Oh yes, I understood it on the opponent side, where Jeremy was actually able to make a great difference in the lack of losses. But those zombies would have been obliterated regardless whether it's Henrietta fighting or Clancy. I do not understand, and it's decent like what like 1,500 or something like that experience that Clancy is simply missing right now.
And
Bizarre choice from my perspective.
starting roll is 15 to 25.
Okay, so you expect 20 of them times 4, that's 80, plus 2 times 16, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So you expect there to be 112 halflings after the entire.
Yes.
Okay, so it's actually slightly below average. Assuming that he bought all of them.
If he collected from the rest, if he didn't collect, it is a high roll.
Okay. Wow, how fast is Grehen clicking? That's really nice. Yeah, Mamaragan had a few of those moments of already having accepted the turn and yet thinking a little bit and just clicking out and seeing his choices in the previous game. Of course, he still played a fantastic game, but there were some moments of he could have had more timer if the turns were a little bit more planned out.
Very good observatory, so he sees maybe 30%, maybe 40% of his desert already. And he sees one of the portals on opponent's side, but this is not a valuable portal to see. I would say the vision on the green portal, which connects two deserts, this is very important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and especially on a template that does not make use of simultaneous turns, the ability of already strategizing on your opponent's turn, having that sort of observatory is absolutely goated. And well, he can see his desert, but I'm not sure if it's a really positive side. It's really empty. And he saw Aether on the other side yet again. Oh wow.
Not nice. Not nice start.
He has some reasons to be unhappy.
Yeah, his desert looks actually really terrible. If you see this a lot of empty space in desert, it means there are no artifacts, no premium content, and basically if you see any content on this in this vast space, you still need to travel a long road to get it.
Speaking of stuff that's disgusting, well, you should be glad that Ekthron already has 12 defense points because that's not a very pleasant fight.
No, not pleasant at all. I think what you would like to do in this battle is to give up pirates, exactly. Even if you give up half of them, it's still fine. And I think
Well, yeah,
you will
half
pay
of them
even
would
less.
be really great, but I believe it's half of them and also some at least 15 nymphs.
Yeah, it's with these rolls of damage, he will lose also nymphs for sure.
Abdul is asking whether it's maybe useful to play that template just as a preparation on a slightly higher timer.
Of course.
Yes and no, as in, of course, that template would have been incredibly easy if you had like 4 minutes per turn. But if you would like to just try a bit more and not be constrained by your timer that much, playing it by, let's say, 1 minute 15, maybe at most 1.5 per turn, sure, I would agree with that. It's a nice thing to try.
I think when we did first edition of Tournament for Beginners, Bambi Cup, it was with 2 minutes for turn or 1:30, I'm not sure, but there was extended timer, and for new players, I would say this is very nice.
Yeah, some really heavy losses now in the fight.
Yeah, there is. It is not an army anymore. These are just leftovers from army.
Yeah. So as long as the fight does not happen in week 1, you're completely fine. Because you will get Nixes, you will get ice hits, everything's going to work out well. But yeah, definitely do not aim for a week 1 duel.
Yeah, this is not rushing Cove. It is a Cove which would like to develop very nicely into week 2. But on the other hand, he still doesn't have a mid town in desert. So, I mean, you will not have a strong build up if you are not flagging towns in desert.
He will. I'm pretty sure there was a hero that was literally just outside the desert, and that hero will already be breaking this turn.
Okay, with this army?
Huh. Good question.
Yeah, not so obvious. Even if it's
Just center
centaurs,
captains. So yeah.
There is a hero, but you need some fighting power. I think.
Yeah. And can he send those additional units somehow? If he
For next turn.
Maybe yes, but I'm not sure if he's gonna catch now the town. I mean, probably yes.
Whoa!
Yeah, okay, he does. That was incredible. Just
He did it.
put the serpent fly on the other hero. No.
Amazing. Amazing how he shifted this and, glued. Obviously, it was not a well thought plan from previous turn. It was just execution and managing resources that you have. Amazing.
I do feel like that was planned, however. He could plan at least the chain perfectly for that on the opponent's turn. I feel like he knew that this was coming. And Project is also right. Even if you only have 1 minute per turn, usually if you're a less experienced player, you will play 1 minute madness with fewer heroes per turn. So how you perceive timer is going to be much nicer than on the high level play. But yeah, okay, some losses, but these are absolutely understandable and manageable in this situation. Still incredibly worth it to have the desert captured with those losses.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much money he has right now, but I believe that double build is like a default plan for Cove. So you want a double build of Stormbirds, this is your minimum, and double build with Nixes, this is something that is nice to have.
He has almost 7,000 gold, so I believe that he's doing well on on the gold side.
Directly to fort.
Good. Yeah, something that probably I respect and look up to the most in the 1 minute madness, like high level players, is how well they build the economy. As in, I never understand how can they ever get like a titan, with some additional castle and everything else, and like 1-to-1 stuff like that. For me, it's always like. For me, it is always a very pool template, and for them, it's actually never a pool template because they just know how to find that additional gold. That
for
my
Titan,
mind kind of speaks.
For Titan 1-to-1 it is very strong dedication. So I think the one thing is map must allow it, so you have enough gems and enough money. It's not obvious. And other thing, you commit to this dedication, and then you focus very strongly to cover all crypts. It could be also the Dwarven treasures, these money banks that are not very usual to do in week 1 with some side army. And if you manage this, then on 1-to-1 you can buy 1 or 2 titans. You will not buy everything. So, and if you buy 1 or 2 titans, they also need to run and to collect more money, so that you can afford eventually to buy everything.
Yes, of course, the Titans 1-to-1 maybe was a bit of a figure of speech, but even right now we see Mamaragan already building Serpentarium and recruiting a co as of 1-1-4, which is something that requires you 11.5 or 12,000 gold.
Yeah.
So yeah, whenever I play like Dungeon, for example, I really struggle to get even a single red dragon, as we call it, in tempo, as in the first turn that it is possible, and yet those players seem to like never have that issue.
Basically, I believe the purpose of fast coatl, or there are some other plays like this. So if you build fast coatl, or if you build, for example, fast Ifritis or Devil in Inferno, what you want to do is you want to send them as fast as possible to gather money. So this is investment. And usually with these creatures you can do small crypts for sure, like with coatl, small crypts, no problem. With size 3 and 4 you need to think a little bit if this is strong enough or not.
Yeah, coats are famously terrible fighters. It's a bit like Bone Dragon, but probably even worse, or at least on a very, very similar level of raw
I
power.
have a fun story with Ghost Dragon. It doesn't come from me directly, but from one of colleagues. So you collect Ghost Dragon from refugee camp, like upgraded T7 stack. And you fight against 5k halflings. Just a block on road. And the Ghost Dragon
that's
dies.
Not going too well.
Yeah,
of course it does.
It's not strong enough. And you know, Angel will win this fight and Ghost Dragon will not. It's crazy.
Angel will only win that fight if you really have, anti-luck and anti-morale.
Yeah, it's not 100% for Angel, especially on 0-0 hero.
Yeah, but like a maxi crypt, you could just take it with an Angel easily. So
Yep.
I would expect at least a Ghost Dragon to also take it, but well, now I do have my doubts.
Yeah, I think Ghost Dragon would manage, but I'm not 100% sure. I wouldn't trust this creature by no means.
Yeah. Okay, so 1-1-4 we already advanced quite far into the desert.
Yeah.
So that's looking great. And Clancy refuses to get thought fire magic. Reasonable decision or not? What do you think?
Well, fire magic is only useful if you go for Berserk, which I think is unlikely with Factory, or just for Curse. So I guess you will search still for prayer. So you want water magic or earth magic for starter. And water
Totally
magic I think is highly likely for Clancy.
Yeah, as a ranger, he should be an enjoyer of water magic.
Fire magic on ranger is actually extremely rare. So for the style points, he could do this.
Okay, I respect that statement. That was a very full turn from Mamaragan's side, but it also looks like a really full turn from Grehan's side. He already has. It's only 1-1-5. He still kind of starting his turn, and he already has all 3 towns, 2 of which having the 4th already built. Easy lost last fight. Now those sorceresses are really strong in fighting against grass neutral units, and they really show some nice power. So we already had quite a decent stack there, but now, yeah, our clearing of desert is really looking great, and Eikthrun is simply just going to capture another gold mine, which is understandable, of course, if you wanna double, maybe triple, but no, let's be real, double the Stonebirds, perhaps Nexus, then of course you need plenty of gold to collect them later on.
I think so, that from my point of view, it looks that in previous game I saw it very clearly that Grehen is going to push forward and be the attacking player. In this game, it's absolutely not obvious for me. I can see that he's pushing for this double build. You can see that he's taking, he's caring about economy a lot. So yeah, I think he's aiming here at longer play.
I don't see why would he to push for a very early encounter. He at the end of the day switched from main Jeremy to main Eikthrun. So as much as we of course love Eikthrun, he's not as much of a rusher, at least of course outside of his native faction, as Jeremy would be. So I can see that totally clearly that yes, indeed, Grehen is now going to play a little bit less aggressively and just try to focus on having a strong week 2.
This was very strong play, very high skill to approach 5k value of marksman and they just retreat. This is a strong play. Nice.
Ooh. Yep, now I see why you should not collect fire magic from scholars. They're just gonna get earth magic from scholars anyway.
High level of skill. Strong play.
Giselle claims that maybe there is a chance for Mamaragan to for Grehen to also still build Haspits in week 1. That would be great. He is very low on gold right now. He even needed to pick up some gold from the box while the box was being picked up by Eikthrun. So, you know, main hero, you would ideally prefer to select the experience, but he was in such a dire need of gold that he needed to do that anyway. So far, I do not see that, but if he somehow manages, that's really awesome.
This is what Jayzori suggested, that there will be a snake build, but I don't see it. I think he has not enough money. Even with these extra boxes and so on, you know, you must think 3 steps ahead, and you must think not only about building snakes, but also how to manage one-to-one, and I don't see this with his current economy. But maybe free marketplaces and fast trade, maybe.
At least one nice addition on Mamaragan's side is that now we also see a lot of the Grehen's side of the desert, and it is, if not just as empty as Mamaragan's, at least it is significantly empty. So there's not such a disgustingly huge differences of the quality of the desert zones on each player's side as we thought it would be.
Game was checked by author of the template. So everything is fine, but generation might be untypical, but still in range of fine. So this is what we call Vnukos Deluxe. for Grehen it would be very nice to get runes on Ektorn, because in previous game he didn't manage to get this on level up. In this game as well, so far. The chance is not bad to get runes, so I would say
close to
this
the
is
end of it.
a bit unlucky.
He still hasn't really built much, and he's already at 9,000. Oh yeah. Okay, so he managed a full build this turn, but he's completely low on gold. There's just nothing left in the tank. There's no way he can afford snakes very soon.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to see it, but I really don't think that's going to be the case. All Pandora boxes here are just fixed to always give experience points, so you cannot even just wish for a gold Pandora's box that Ektorn is about to approach.
Yes, just about 300 Polish zlotys, and this is not enough for snakes. For a nice weekend, also not enough, so he must gather more money.
300 Polish zloty would be enough for like 160 kustoshes, so it should be good enough.
Yeah, it sounds like a nice weekend. And I think that this is lore accurate, that Ektorn likes Kustosz.
He does look a bit like that.
Yeah?
Okay, we see the drastic difference between how we fought before Nixus and Stormburst. Runes!
Yeah.
And now after we have those, suddenly the losses just decrease so much. We're able to take all those fights much more consistently. And Ektorn with runes is now going to be a completely different beast in those fights. So Clancy picks up yet another box. Now he's already on level 10. And there's a third scholar in a row that offers a secondary skill, which is not that common to see. I'm not sure how serious or unserious Vnukos is with the option mentioned in the chat about banning Ektorn from the template.
I think this is a good idea actually, because yeah, I believe he is the best warrior in the game. Like, if you want to ban Corks and he is banned, then there are plenty reasons why Ektorn should be banned even more.
Yes, like he said that with a Kappa emote, but honestly, I can't see a reason for that. That's exactly what you said. Corks is already banned, and
yeah.
Well, I love Corks, of course. Do not take that out of context, please. But yeah, so Ektorn being banned, it's not an outlandish idea for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's quite obvious choice. Bulwark is strong in 1 minute madness. Ektorn is a starter hero right now. There will be different starter hero after Ektorn is banned. And yeah, I think this is healthy, that, you know, people learned how to play, experienced new heroes, checked what is strong, what is maybe not so strong as expected, and I would say Ektorn is stronger than expected.
Is it that easy of a fight right now?
I think yes. Yeah, I mean, stats 414, also there is damage from cannon. Zero chances for random losses here, but it is annoying fight.
Because that's one of those fights that in a previous generation those 14 elves would easily take it on 113. And right now, I mean, fine, we have plenty of health, but we also just kill one zombie with each attack on the Nexus. By the way, do we see the snake build now? Oh, yeah, there is a dwarven treasury right at the face of Eichthorn. Okay, it is actually a very easy fight. I was again a bit unfaithful. But yeah, let's see how much gold is 11k. I mean, sure, you can. Oh, it's a mini one. Okay, that's also a little bit lucky. Yeah, you can probably build snakes.
What is
If you have
optimal size?
100% chance, if you have 100% knowledge that you're not going to get rushed, then maybe it's even the correct thing to do. But without the knowledge of just sacrificing your whole tempo and not being able to collect army 1-to-1, in order for potentially higher army in the future.
I
Yeah.
think Jahan is very safe with placing this bet that opponent will not rush him. Mama Ragan, in my view, he is always looking into late game, and if you play against Jeremy, you kind of expect that you will be rushed, so you just try to survive the first turns of second week, try to be as strong as possible, and Jahan will just ignore it. He will just play what he likes to play.
Okay, so there is actually a chance of seeing snakes already that turn.
For the previous fight, what was the ideal size in your opinion? Like the Dwarven Treasure size 2? Would it be still doable?
Oof.
Yeah, it's not so
Oy,
obvious.
oy, oy. Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
I wouldn't be sure if I wanted it to be anything else but mini.
yeah?
I mean,
Mini was...
really, oh, no snakes. At most,
No
15,
snakes.
15. Or I mean, sure, if it's like a 100 dwarfs, I'm fine. But then I just leave Eightor there, and just do it as the first thing I would do in 1-to-1. But Joko is actually asking whether on 1mm you would go for roots in the first turn of the game, or maybe not. I had the pleasure of watching Krzyś Pasztecik play with Bulwark today into the Meczapy Planowane tournament. And in this game, he did not go for runes on turn 1. He started with Mage Guild in
But
turn 1.
well, I don't really understand the reason why not to go for runes, because the build order in Bulwark is so relaxed. Like you can go for Yetis, but you can completely skip them. Always you will build Mammoths, and you will build Cita and Castle, and maybe also building for growth of Mammoths or Yeti. And you still have relaxed build order, you can still build runes or whatever you want. So to not take runes on 1-on-1, for me this is a strange decision.
And that's exactly something that cycles back to what I said before about the meta on the 1 Minute Madness not being yet fully coined. And there's still some plays that, yeah, you can just play differently than other people, and perhaps that's actually going to be correct, and because not everyone knows the correct plays already.
I think there are 3 runs left in Terra Cup, and one of these runs will be 1 Minute Madness, so some people are, just wondering about meta, specifically for this tournament. Like ABB, I know he is fishing for the hints for Terra Cup next games.
He is a fantastic player, so if he gets into the 1 Minute Madness world, hey, there's quite some damage he can do.
I'm pretty sure he already played. I don't remember in which tournament. I think in Exotic maybe we played. hope I will get some Russian prior that there will be no meta. Yeah. There is like, I think like 80% of participants are not aware about any meta. Okay, learning on Clancy and
Clancy is really strong as for a 117, but we do not see that many artists on his side. So if we compare the Aikton from a previous game, what was it? 16, 16, 7, 9? Something like that on the primary stats counter versus 11, 9, 5, 5 Clancy. It's quite a big quality difference, but yeah, no artist, so not really the fault of the player. You know, Lucas, if you want to have troll advice, like of course the absolute simplest way to go with troll advice always would be to like, oh yeah, you should play Ufretin, haha. But weren't we actually discussing about Ufretin being not that ridiculous of a pick on 1 Minute Madness quite recently? Okay, now he had a really nice choice of arty from the Churchyard. +4 defense. As far as the Churchyard go, and of course when you do not have any other shield, it's actually one of the maybe not premium, but you know just below premium level artists that you can get.
I think the way I look at it, they are both looking into long game. I don't see any will to attack early on.
Yeah, I definitely don't see Grehen going for a short game because he literally does have a double build and it's quite an intensive double build. On Mamaragan's side, maybe a little bit more, but also it looks like he tries to be strong in the later stages of the map. And I believe both of them also know that they know that their sand zone is tough. It's not strong, basically. It doesn't really offer a lot. And they suspect that maybe the opponent's sand zone is going to offer a lot, so they can't really wish for a confrontation in early second week.
I would say this is very strange lineup to fight. Like 2 Nyxes with 1 stacks, 5 pirates, and 4 Stormbirds.
5 pirates, 2 Nyxes, and 4 Stormbirds enter a bar.
And the bartender asks, do you have runes?
And the first pirate says, I don't know. The second pirate says, I don't know. The third pirate says, I don't know. And the fourth pirate says, yes. Not sure how familiar you are with that classic joke, but I love it.
No, not familiar at all, but it's still funny.
Nice. No, the original is basically it's a group of mathematicians entering a bar, and the bartender asks, does everyone want a beer? And, you know, they start saying that first person says, well, I don't know. If everyone wants a beer, right? And it goes so on and on and on until the last person is able to deduce that, okay, since everyone said that they didn't know, which meant that they did want a beer themselves, because otherwise they would be able to say, no, not everyone wants a beer because I'm the person that doesn't. So then everyone else said they didn't know, so okay, so the last person was, okay, yes, we do all want it. It's a bit of a logic joke, but it's absolutely incredible. And going back to the game, we see some desert scouting on both sides. If I have to choose one best thing for the desert on blue player's side, it's probably the dwelling of nomads that is very close to the road, and it's really making a difference in how your scouts move on the desert. We have 15,000 gold. That is quite a lot. That is surprisingly or unsurprisingly not enough to take the full growth in the second week, but it was close to being enough. And of course, this is not yet the end, and we can still farm some more gold.
You want one army from the grove, looks quite nice.
It looks quite good. Now, there's no speed boosting this turn because he was too high on heroes. He already had 9 of them, at least 9 of them. So a small mishap from Mamaragan's side this turn, but we know that this probably will not result in some drastic consequences for him. Now that little piece of an army is actually holding way better than the main army. If you could remember how the main army started with those like 14 pirates and 50 nymphs, yeah, almost every single person there is dead already. While those guys that were selected to go into the grass zone, yeah, chilling.
11 Nixes, nice.
That is really going to be Yabashich, as we would call it. That is going to really have a hit in the spear.
But the glove should be on Ekturn. Okay, he got it all back. So he's defending.
He got the glove, but he didn't really get a chance to move. I mean, Dragon clicks really fast, and I appreciate seeing him how ridiculously fast can he click, but unfortunately this one time it was still not enough. Ah, disgusting moral. You say 11 nixes? Okay, how about 25 birds?
Yeah, you know, by means of dealing damage, birds are so much better. It's just they are glass cannon.
Yeah, and they of course need to be upgraded, but he does have the upgrade built already. I mean the dwelling, but of course it still is up for just getting those back into the main town for that. He is not very happy. Still managed to get into another fight. Wow.
He has plenty of time. It's like 1 second left. Come on. Bless you.
Sorry for that. I was not able to mute myself.
This is always nice thing to do when people come to stream and fall asleep. Then you need to sneeze really loudly, and they are awakened and they just thank you. Minus 3 birds.
Thanks to everyone who said to bless me. I appreciate that. Yeah, minus 3 birds. Well, it's not the end of the world, but you would ideally want that not to happen, of course. So people come to your stream and they fall asleep. How about being an actual nice engaging person?
I have no influence over it. If somebody likes to listen to me while falling asleep, then it's not a nice thing to hear. That then you need to sneeze really loudly, and people then are awakened and they are complaining, but you are happy. You did your job. I love how both of them lost movement due to playing 8 heroes week 1 and struggling to find the free slot now. Yeah, it is. I think that playing 8 heroes always by default is a little bit greedy. I'm not saying this is bad, but this is not always good.
Yeah, that's a mistake that we are definitely going to see happening from time to time. Even though those timer points that they sometimes lose in order to free up some of those slots. Yeah. And that is why sometimes having a control fight with the scout war is always so nice, because you just clear the heroes of your opponent, but they also clear your heroes, and then suddenly, yeah, you only have 4 heroes to move. It suddenly is such a pleasure to play.
So just for a feeling, I would make a short poll on Twitch. Who will get first to the opponent desert?
My vote goes for Mamaragan, but it's a very uninformed vote. I really consider it happening either way.
Okay, so I will just put it for 5 minutes because this will happen quite soon and you can vote.
Now, regarding the state of the pass, of the Panda Pass, first of all, it's kind of cool that Factory has a Cove Mage Guild and Cove has a Factory Mage Guild. But also the Mage Guild of the player playing with Clancy, so red player, is already at level 4 with a roll because it showed Berserk. Upgraded nymphs.
Yeah. There is nice plan for Nixus, potentially. If you play with Hector, with runes, and you cast anti-magic on any of your units, you will still get bonus from runes. And yeah, I'm sorry if I woke up anybody.
Yeah, it's okay. I just made you sick. I transmitted to you.
Upgraded nymphs, but not birds. I think the birds upgrade is already built, but in the main town.
Yeah, that's exactly the reason why he did this and not the other way around.
Mini. And mini banks are a curse in every template. You only like mini cons. Everything else is just a waste of time.
Yeah.
Oh, and learning! This is nice Acton.
Also, Giselle claims that actually no, the acid upgrade was in the sent down. So if that is
Okay.
the case, then I don't know why the nymphs were upgraded. I can't even say that it's for speed boosting your scouts, because he ended up not transmitting the one Oceanid onto them. So, yep. A double me. That's not great. Why did Clancy return to the town after having left it before?
Maybe for the Mage Guild or... Yeah, there is Resurrect and Meteor Shower and Berserk. Nice spells.
Yeah, he's very low on the resources right now, so these were surely going to be the last spells that he will see in quite some time. These are really good spells, and who knows, maybe with the Berserk, actually that skip of Fire Magic from Scholar might backfire.
Yeah.
I'm far from saying it will, but there is a chance. Oh wow, the turn is ended with half of the heroes not even being moved. There are some really strong timer troubles and from the sides of both players.
As expected in second week of 1 minute madness. I think realistically Gongwaza is the only player who, when I watch, he is not limited with timer. He can think about a good plan or a bad plan, it's whatever, but he will execute the plan.
And probably Doggo as well, because he doesn't need the timer to think, he doesn't think while playing Hero 3 anyway.
This is a good take on Heroes 3. If you don't think while playing, you don't need timer. Was I played week 2 or 1 of 5 games only? I think we played until late week 2 in our games, or even maybe week 3. It was 1 to 0, but I was this close to cut him a little bit. Because he won second league with a flawless series, so 2-0 with everyone. But it's close. Well, you have shackles on this template. Yeah, otherwise, you know, these long games in 1 minute madness, they take like 4 or 5 hours. With shackles. Without shackles,
I can see potential for a stalemate.
I think without shackles you would actually need King of the Castle rule somehow implemented.
Another very bad morale that Grehen is getting himself into today. Like,
Mammoths are very strong, but you saw the damage output. Just six sailors died. It's like nothing.
yeah.
From 11 up to 7, up to 6.
And yeah, that's right. There was indeed an upgrade of Acids on the desert town, so we were wrong.
Okay.
And as always, the chat users are the most correct people on Earth.
Berserk and Meteor Shower. Not bad.
And I like that he is actually going for the upgrades, and he is about to have hefty number of upgrades, maximum.
Ooh.
Because on the other side we see
Nice.
Mamaragan having actually 0 upgraded units so far. And again, it's not like I hate it. I can understand that there was so far no moment to. Oh
no! No, like 100 children died because he put army the wrong way. No! There were 202! Mamma mia, half of the stack died.
There are now quarterlings, I guess.
Outplayed by AI. Mamma mia, 94.
94.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, you got a maxi. Oh, actually, one more mechanic being lost. Yeah, so you got a maxi stockpile. That's great, but you barely improved your army, honestly.
Yeah, it's pretty much. I mean, I would prefer always 12 Cyclops instead of 100 Halflings, but you know, plus 12 Cyclops versus plus 12 Cyclops minus 100 Halflings sounds much better.
Yeah, Makiki, that's exactly the joke I said. I'm not sure if you heard it. That quarterlings now. That's literally what I said. I enjoyed that we both thought about the same thing. Yeah, ouch, that was painful. And again, he went there with Sam, who was almost able to just speed.
No, he did this again.
Yeah.
No, 3 worms are dead.
Outspeed the wolves with the additional speed on mechanics, but that's not the case. If they were upgraded, well, that wouldn't have happened.
Oh no, he still have quarterling, but if he loses again half, I don't even know how to say this in English.
Yeah. Why did he bring them even? Yeah, fair point. Fair point.
You know, but the lose of 100 halving, this is painful. But losing 3 worms, it's also painful.
Yeah, by exactly the same mistake.
Yeah. 1/8 flink. Yeah, something like this. And if you go further, it gets even more difficult.
So I think I won the bet about Mamaragan being there on the opponent's desert first.
Yeah.
And you would love to take the offense, but you still do not have a single magic finished. So you gotta select the thing that closes up your skills. Actually, no. Greyhead was first on the opponent's desert. It's just that it's on a part of the opponent's desert that really doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't look like the opponent's desert. Theoretically, it is. Yes, he has broken already.
Oh.
Fine. I'm wrong yet again.
Oof! What a relief. Nixes are amazing, but this army overall looks quite weak.
Yeah. If you would have a mean of speeding it up, I mean, okay, you have runes, okay, so that's something, but like a mass prayer, at least mass haste, to kind of just close the gap and finish the halflings, that would be great, but you actually don't, and that army, yeah, it's not looking that great. Now, okay, you do have Polsat, which didn't help that much in last game, but the opponent also can counter your morale and luck with, well, to some extent, of course, with Pendant of Downfall. I believe that once he, yet another instance of having too many heroes, that once he upgrades some of those units, yeah, realistically the output of his army is going to significantly improve, but yeah, it looks fine. I would definitely be happy if I had something like that on my side if I was playing, but in the super final, yeah, that's not the strongest army I've seen.
But this library he collected on Mamaragan's side, from my point of view, it is very trollish for Mamaragan. Like, your opponent can collect it quite easily and it's unreachable for you. Thank you very much. Okay, so we have a contact and Clancy needs to decide if he wants to proceed forward or what he will do. In the meantime, Ektorn is basically ready to counter-attack.
Yeah. Greyhead managed to buy the Mage Guild and regenerate the mana on Ektorn on literally the last second of the turn. So again, keeping us on the toes. That was really close to not be the case, but he managed to get it. And exactly, what's going to happen now? Are you content with just stealing and farming your opponent's zone, or are you not? I believe that Clancy has to do something, because Clancy just staying here with a pair basically gameplay of just farming that sand means that 1-3-1 opponent just collects additional army and wipes you.
Yeah, but it's end of 1-5, you still have 1-6, you are vast. So I would say Clancy is quite strong and he can try to keep this position and to take the second town in desert. This is the plan. Of course, obviously we cannot allow red player to buy grow from 3-1 and attack. This is basically biggest red player advantage right now.
So he realistically has, well, 2 turns, more like 1.5 turn to really farm himself. Oh, that +6
is so strong.
That +6 attack was really then helpful.
Yeah.
Upgraded Nexus, and is it going to be a Finalca now? Because right after the upgrades, I believe that he's feeling strong.
But the result is it's not obvious for me. I mean, Ektorn seems much stronger, but I think Clancy has more army. This 18 Cyclops, would it play?
But does Clancy even have any magic on the expert level? Because I believe that he's just very close to having expert.
I think not.
But he doesn't have it.
Yeah, that there is no magic for Clancy.
Yeah, and that might be the deciding factor. I mean, he does have, of course, Meteor Shower, which is going to be very helpful. but still, that lack of finalizing the expert Earth might be what's actually going to destroy him in the end.
There is a question if Clancy visited Mage Guild at all, but I cannot imagine.
He did twice.
Yeah.
2 different match guilds. Oh. No, I mean, he does have expert wisdom right now, and he's right now in his opponent's mage guild. So no worries about his spells. Okay, at least one of those, I think Eichthorn had shackles. I'm not sure if they're on, but it's at least a Finalka from Clancy's perspective.
You should never have shackles equipped when attacking hero hidden in town. But I'm not sure if they are equipped.
You shouldn't, and yet if you have 3 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, it happens all the time. This is a normal thing for a hero steel player to play for 6 hours and lose a game because you forget to switch artifact. It's normal. Meteor wins this probably with Nukos Road. So, but you mean Meteor? Which Meteor? I mean, they both have Meteor Shower.
Yeah, those small bangs on Eichthorn can really make a difference.
Problem is Nyx is next to Ziemian.
Yeah, and also that's the way that you deal with the cannon. Grehen only with Mage Guild 2. Oh, because he doesn't have wisdom. Yeah, then perhaps his choice of Earth Magic is not that great after all. I mean, he does have the speed advantage here, which means that even without any speed enhancements, say for runes, of course, but it's going to take some time before they activate. It's not going to be that big of a deal because, unlike in the previous game, our power stacks are no longer of speed 3, 4, and 5. Now the power stacks are realistically of speed like 7 and stuff. So that should be okay for him even without the mass haste. But yeah. No, in my opinion, Eichthorn takes it. Like, there's just far too little army on Clancy's side. Without those additional 90 half-legs, without those additional 3 sandworms, I do not see Clancy winning that. Of course, those 18 Cyclopses are going to make a difference, but my vote here is on Eichthorn and on 2-0 for Grehen at the end of the day.
I have similar feeling, however, I must admit, I am terrible in final battles. So if my feeling is for Eichthorn, then I have inside feeling that maybe it's the other way around.
Sorry, it got a bit cold. Yeah, morale unlock. Exactly. So now, realistically, actually, the morale of Eichthorn are not high. He looks like he has +3, but since Clancy has at least -2 for his opponent, and you're mixing 3 different factions on Eichthorn's side, I believe that realistically, actually, morale is going to be higher on Clancy's side, because Clancy realistically also has the +1 from Tavern. But there's still +3 luck on Eichthorn's side, and one of those I think had those -1 luck runes. But then, yeah, we would simply need to see on the
there is certain
on the display
skill disadvantage on Clancy side, and there will be runes on top of it. Interesting.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't for these stupid losses in pickets, Clancy would be in so much better position. There would be 200 halflings instead of 100 quarterlings and 9 worms instead of 6.
Yeah. And you know, they those mechanics, they of course burn their own halflings on Sam, which granted additional attack and basic offense to those mechanics.
Yeah.
At least, like, imagine that would happen on like a Tazar or someone, you know? And you're still burning your own army, but at least you're high on defense. But no, Sam is a very offensive hero. And it worked against you.
Like, really the worst possible scenario to do this is to do this with Sam.
Yeah. Yeah, good choice from Mamaragan to, and also good timer management to still buy the cannon on his side. Indeed, Eikthrun doesn't have the spells, but with the runes, I do, I don't know, vote or bet or whatever that Eikthrun slightly can win that fight.
In my view, this is high advantage on Hector. Really, it's difficult to lose this battle. But this meteor, this will be painful. If he cast it, but what can you do? You must cast.
Would you cast it on the Nexus plus Seaman plus Cannon, or would you cast it on the middle thing also with the Oceanids and Sorceresses?
I mean, the biggest damage output right now is on Stormbirds. So it's tempting to do this on Stormbirds, but to hit 3 stacks, yeah. What he did right now, I think this was the best choice.
And he sees the runes. Yeah, I think I agree with Nukos actually. Nexus plus Seaman plus Cannon was... I like all of those options. I would love to cast 3 Meteor Showers this turn. But probably the Nexus plus those things, yeah. That was the way to go, because indeed 11 Nexus on way higher, slightly higher stats than yours, on runes as well. Yeah, that would be really, really tough to beat. On the other hand, those 16 attack, well 17 attack because of native terrain, ice hits are most likely going to just bite and just finish an entire stack of Clancy's army as well.
Hector is too strong, like you cannot kill him. You have 78 mana. Oh, but yeah, the damage with Cyclops is quite nice. There is Golden Ball. This is thing I didn't note. There is Golden Ball, so the damage output is very nice.
So I believe with all the halflings, I would have been not too bad.
It would be quite different battle.
Also, the cannon actually deals a lot.
Yeah, with G-Bow, of course, cannon also is stronger.
True, and if you just use the invulnerability on costs, now then you would be close to having initiative in the second turn. I mean, you wouldn't really have it, but at least you would have one non-slowed stack.
Yeah, this was, I think, reasonable to use invulnerability. He didn't decide to do so. Well, it looks he dies right now. I mean, once Nixes are in front of Cyclops, it's over.
Yeah, and you can't cast your meteor that nicely anymore.
Yeah.
And now that the Nyx is hit, they will receive some rune level and they will get hit back. So they will already be at rune level number 3, and they got luck! Oh, luckily the damage was not that high, like, it's only 2 Cyclopses?
Yeah.
No, actually, no, it was high. It was 6 Cyclopses that died?
Yeah, Mama Ragan is devastated. It's... Saturday is Grzechen's Saturday and Mama Ragan will need to try to fight back tomorrow, but today it will be 2-0. What?
Maybe it's Grzechen's Saturday, maybe it's actually just Eikthrun's Saturday. He
If
rolled
we
that hero
go
twice.
into science fiction, what would be the possible win conditions for Clancy? Like, if he had implosion, would he win? The battle would be closer, but I'm not sure if it would be even enough.
Implo plus Earth Elementals? Maybe,
Plus better stats and plus more RB. Yeah, something like this.
like
So without these losers,
Force Field? I don't even know.
I would say implosion and no losses in pickets, and Mamaragan would be winning in this battle.
No losses in the picket, and then a better target for the meteor shower in the first turn already makes a big difference. Because you could easily just completely eviscerate all the Oceanids with your Jibo. So just one hit and they're literally all dead. And then you just got rid of like 4 or 5 Nyxes. Well, you should have just picked the fire magic perhaps, and then just Berserk on the third one.
It's interesting. If Mars Berserk could possibly win this, but it's not obvious for me. In this mana pool of 90 mana, you know, it's not so easy.
No, it really isn't all that far. Like if you look at the state of the army right now, okay, there are 7 Nyxes, and the next one is already on the verge of death. You still have full coatl, you still have plenty of mechanics. It is not all that far already.
Yeah. These losses in pickets, I think they are critical, really critical for the entire game here. So I like to say it on many occasions. I really like it when game punishes you for mistakes. It means that the game is working in good way. And right now, I think this is capital punishment for small mistakes in these battles.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. Yeah.
Yeah. 3 koalas left. 6 Cyclops, and that's it. And you need to deal with 4 Wyverns, 7 Nyxes, and 40 Seamen.
And your cannon is also dead. The cannon was definitely a nice addition, but it's not enough.
It's always nice to buy it, you know, it's like 3000 gold, it's not even a big investment. If you imagine...
It used to be 4,000, now it's 3, so it's much cheaper.
You know, I like the comparison that a cannon in your army you could represent as a single stack of Titan.
Yeah, I can see that.
So it's cheap. If you could buy Titan for 3000 gold, you would always buy it.
Yeah, especially that it doesn't ruin my morale.
Without runes, it could be tough. And yeah, runs are another argument that is making Eikturn's side much stronger. So the losses on Clancy's side plus runes on Eikturn's side. Small factors that are eventually leading to the result.
Pulsat is the Pendant of Courage, +3 morale, +3 luck. And indeed, yeah, if there was a negative morale on the extra side, of course, yes. There's quite a lot of thinking left on Mamaragan's side now with that movement, but I do not want to be the bringer of bad news, but most likely there is nothing that he can reasonably come up with or at that point.
But he is thinking about his options. It means he is still calculating some possibilities, which maybe we do not see.
Yeah, like some weird berserk locks and stuff, but But we gotta agree that economically, Grzechen really played it fantastic. He managed to get Nexus with Castle, I presume, and then an additional double build of Nexus, and collected all in week 2, and as well just upgrade almost every single stat that he had. Literally, he upgraded everything save for those safe sorceresses. And then he had a nicer army, despite doing, capturing 2 banks, which 2 of them proved to be, we can say some, Eikthrun really turned the tides of the game and so on, but he also just played a very, very solid 1MM.
Both games were played on very high level, but in both games, I would say there was a decent margin by which Grzechen won. Will win maybe second game, because this is not sure yet. Very high level of games, and I would expect that the luck will turn around and Mamaragan will catch up tomorrow. This is my my guess.
What was that game that they were playing quite recently with one player building a, what was it? Triple Angel, I think? And they were like playing some ridiculous Grushka game.
Triple Angel?
With Loini.
Sounds impossible.
No, or a double Angel with Castle, perhaps? Something like that. What happened like 2 weeks ago? I think it might have been Grzechen on one of the sides, but I'm not sure. So yeah, I really would like to see something like that tomorrow. Yeah, that was exactly Vnukos on one of those, I think on the opposite side, right? I was playing against that, perhaps? On Clancy, right? Vnukos against Grzechen, yeah? In the last game before the super final, perhaps? Was that what I'm thinking of?
Could be, but I would need that double verification from chat. Okay, so
that might have been my favorite 1MM game, or at least one of the favorite ones that I've ever seen.
So Clancy is trying to resurrect through this Eikthrun invasion, but resurrect is too weak and his stacks are too weak. This is the main problem. Like,
yeah,
there are 3 almost dead stacks, and resurrection will not help you.
Yeah, he resurrected some 90 halflings and he could shoot with them once, but then the halflings are almost dead again.
Yeah.
So now he can resurrect again, unless of course we just stand on every
It's koala
attack
time.
that has died.
This is 1 minute for koala. Everybody can be excited about this special ability. But I think that's it.
I guess resurrection of koalas maybe. Yeah, mechanics.
45
Yeah,
mechanics.
so they can kind of. I mean, it's true with resurrection you can prolong the suffering and kind of just make it look a bit better, because on the final screen of the battle there will be very heavy losses on Nocturne's side, so people would think that, oh, he only won by a super tiny margin.
I would never resurrect mechanics. And you know why? They are the reason why you have suffered so much losses. Okay.
Yeah, and that's it, folks. That is it for day 1 of the 1 Minute Madness Super Final Season 6.
Grzechen is dominating so far, Super Finals 2-0. Let's see how it goes further. Tomorrow continuation, 8 PM. Polish cast on H3GG, English cast continuation here with us. Wonderful games.
Wonderful games. There were some tiny mishaps on both sides, but overall, I really enjoyed it. And both the how would you even the economics of the game, especially, they were great to see. There were some strong moments, like of course the picket, but also some morale in the first game that really made us just catch our heads in our palms and just wonder about what the hell just happened now. This was nothing that was like out of the pocket ultra crazy, but it's also not the end yet, and there's still some emotions to go for tomorrow, especially that one of the players will have, as we call that in Polish, like a knife on their neck, so they really will need to be pressed to play the best of their ability, and I can't wait to see that if I can. And then maybe finally some game without Ektorn, please.
So, thank you very much, Rafciozo, for your input to this cast today. Thank you very much for being with us here. And if you have colleagues who would like to play Heroes 3 but they are complaining about long games, recommend them 1 Minute Madness and recommend them this stream. And we will see each other tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Thank you.
Very soon. Hey, thanks everybody.